So ना हे नाही दुसरं.
Good morning, everyone. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
First of all, happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all of you. And moving ahead with what we had learned in last two sessions, now I am going to start with the important aspect of shipping practice, that is your bill of lading. Okay. Also we refer to as a BL. Now let me start sharing my slide. Okay. Can you able to view my presentation now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, bill of lading. See, bill of lading, that is a technically it's a legal document issued by the carrier, okay, to a shipper that details the type, quantity, and destination of the goods being carried. Okay. So see, what does it mean? We go to the shop, okay, we buy some product, and what that particular the shopkeeper, he issued us a receipt kind of thing. Okay. So when a cargo is being loaded on board, okay, and we all know the vessel loads oil, okay, lakhs of tons of oil, lakhs of tons of bulk cargo, coal, iron ore. There are so many shipments which are happening. Okay, container vessel loads a container on board. There are so many things. So obviously, if I am a captain, if I am loading cargo on board my ship, then I have to produce some kind of bill, okay, which should have a legal entity. So that particular document, which is issued by the carrier, okay, by the carrier means a ship, okay. So that document is particularly called as a bill of lading, okay. Normally, this particular bill of lading, that is issued by a agent, the agent which has hired by the shipping a ship owner or something. So they prepare all the documents. So and that is signed by the master. Okay, master means a captain of a ship. Okay, it has got, see, there are two things which are very importantly written into the bill of lading. First is the quantity of a cargo. Okay, how much is the quantity? Like suppose if there is 1 lakh tons of iron ore which the ship has loaded, so obviously 1 lakh tons of, so that quantity will come on the BL, that vessel is loading this particular amount of cargo. Second thing which will come is that there is a state this thing which comes as apparently good condition. So all these things are given, and BL has got lot of terms and conditions, which is written behind the BL. The BL is a big document, if you see. So all these things are written. Again, what master has to check, what is a port of loading mentioned. Suppose if the ship is loading cargo in a Mumbai, so port of loading, that has to come on the BL. The date on which the cargo is loaded, the quantity of how much tons of cargo is being loaded on board. So these three things are important. Okay, this BL is signed by the master. Okay, 3 copies in original are produced. Okay, and that BL is issued to the shipper. Now what happens is that the port of destination. Now most of the time the shipping business is such that most of the time in tram trades, bulk carrier trade, I would repeat, bulk carrier trade, normally port of destination is not written. It is mentioned as order to. Okay. Now why this is written as order to is because there might be a possibility that during the transit of a cargo, let's consider my vessel has loaded a cargo of a coal in Australia, and meanwhile this particular cargo can be transferred, okay, by the owner who has bought that particular cargo. Okay, that can be transferred to second party, third party, fourth party. So this transfer, ownership of the cargo can be transferred from one owner to the another owner. And how it can be transferred? Just by endorsing the BL. Okay, just by endorsing a BL. And finally, whoever is a receiver, he will tell, okay, which port to arrive. To ship, they normally give the region. In China region, in Shanghai region, East China region, and they will say that we will revert with the port. So whoever is a final buyer of the cargo, he will say, okay, proceed towards this particular port. So ship goes to that particular port. Now what master has to do? That BL, which is particularly endorsed by multiple parties or whatever it is, the agent who has been appointed, he will come with that particular BL. He will bring that BL on board to the on board ship. He will show it to the master. Master will verify, okay, that this is this particular BL and there are no discrimination, there are no remarks, nothing is there. He will check the BL and then he can release the cargo. Okay, so now I gave you the entire explanation of how this transport works with the BL. So now if you can see what are the functions of BL, say this. The main functions of BL is this. See over here. First, it's evidence of contract of carriage. Okay, what is a proof? Okay, next is it acts as a receipt of a cargo. Okay, third thing, so let me move ahead. Yeah, document of title of good. Now what is this document of title of goods? It is a title of a document shipped on board a vessel without which delivery of a good cannot normally be obtained. Okay, and it's a negotiable, quasi-negotiable document. Means what? As I said, see, negotiable document, it's a commercial questionable document, ineligible transfer of goods. Means I said you, there is not a fixed buyer of a cargo. A buyer can change multiple times just by endorsing the BL. So there can be a 2 owners, 3 owners in a transit. So that's why it is called as a negotiable document. Document of title of a good means what? If I am holding the BL with me, okay, I go to the ship, I show the BL, okay, I am holding the ownership of a cargo, that particular cargo. So whoever is holding the BL, he acts like a owner of the cargo. That's why it is called as a document of title of the goods. Then obviously it's act as a receipt, and then it's a evidence of contract of carriage. Okay, am I clear? Am I clear? Anyone has got any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, very good.
Sir, can you just repeat it, sir?
What
you
part?
repeat?
Sir, endorsed the first page. The first page endorsement.
Because
I think.
actually I joined the lecture little late.
See, basically we have got a limited time and limited lectures. So you are required to join in a time. First of all, that's a very important thing. Okay, so let me repeat it once again. Function of BL I was discussing. There are 4 functions. Okay, first it is a evidence of contract of carriage. Okay, if you are going to a shop, let's say you go to buy a fan, okay, particular fan. So obviously you will need to have a receipt or not. You will, because something goes wrong tomorrow. What is the evidence that you have bought that particular fan from that particular shop? There has to be some evidence. So obviously that shopkeeper has to issue you some kind of bill. So BL act in that manner. It's a first receipt of a cargo. Okay, then it's a evidence of contract of carriage, which mentions all the terms of the contract. Kya rahega, what all things has to be there. So it mentions so many clauses are there which are written on the BL. Okay, So the contract, it's a evidence of contract of carriage. It's a receipt of a cargo. Next is document of titles of goods. Okay. So document of titles of good means what? Whoever is holding the BL is like, it's acting like a owner of a cargo. Why? I just said there are, a lot of time it happens that the cargo ownership of that cargo, the buyer, whoever is a buyer, that may change multiple times. Okay. So, and how that happened? Just by endorsing the BL. Suppose you are buying, let's consider a person X buying that particular cargo. Okay. He has got a BL and he get a better rate in a market, and he says, okay, I am getting a better rate, I can book my profit and I can transfer the ownership of the cargo to some next party which I have got. So okay, let's sell this cargo off. So the buyership is getting transferred to the another party. And how that transfer happens? Just by endorsing the BL. Initially I said there are 3 to 5 copies which are issued, original bill of lading. So that BL copies are endorsed, and so that ownership of the cargo that can be transferred from one party to the another party. That's why it is called as a negotiable document. Okay, negotiable instrument. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Excuse me, sir. This is Irfan from NMIS. Also, regarding the student, addressing the students also, if whoever joins late in the lecture, or whatever, for whatever the reason, they should not spend the time of the lecture. They can refer to the recording later on. Okay.
Exactly, because we lose a very crucial time because we have a limited time, Chalo.
Sir, in what case the BLs are not with the master? Means if it is issued by the agent or the master, so it should be with the master.
See, it's a carrier which issues. Okay, carrier means the ship. Okay, so obviously master is not typing the BL, na?
No, sir. Master is not typing, but after issuing the BL, it can be handed over to the master. No, sir.
No, how see, you go to the shopkeeper, तो बिल वो क्या अपने पास ही रखता है या आपको देता है?
सर हमें भी देता है ना वो बिल, अपने पास भी एक
उसके पास कॉपी रहता है. तो obviously if I am issuing the BL, so I will have a copy or not?
Definitely, sir.
Obviously. So this is one thing. Okay, so BL master doesn't keep BL on board. Okay, if someone is asking master, if someone is forcing master to keep the BL on board, that is a crime. Okay, that is not permitted. So BL is issued on behalf of a carrier to the shipper. Right?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Yes, sir. Sir, there are 3 copies of BL. One is given to the cargo owner. One is to the shipper's bank.
Right.
And other is to the owner of the vessel. How the owner of the vessel is concerned about whatever the transaction is happening between the cargo owner and shipper? Sorry, the receiver.
See, I again repeat it. The BL is issued by the carrier. Master is not allowed to keep BL on board, original BL on board, signed by him. Okay, he is not allowed to keep BL on board. What a carrier has, it's a scan copy. He will keep a scan copy with him. I have issued. That's it. Original BL he cannot keep with himself because that has to be endorsed. Okay,
sir,
and I request everyone, let's not go into the commercial. We are running out of the time. Otherwise, the whole 10 hours will will be insufficient to complete our lecture. So let's stick to the limited point. Let's not go deep into that. Right? Okay.
Sir,
moving ahead to the
question. Sir, who is carrier here? The head owner?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Who is the carrier? Head owner?
Carrier is the ship.
Shipping line.
Hello.
Shipping line. And I repeated, if you are joining the lecture, it is your fault, my friend. Okay, please do not waste our time and the precious time of other students.
Sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, audible.
Hello.
Yeah, yes. Okay, let's move ahead to the next topic, types of BL. There are n numbers of types of BL. Okay, and I'm not going to explain each and every type of BL. I will just tell you the important. Okay, see, there is a straight bill of lading which is issued directly to a particular party to whom you know. Straight away you can write the name of that particular buyer. Okay, order bill of lading, I already explained you. So the buyer of the cargo is not fixed, it can be changed. So the port of destination that can be, you know, whichever liked by the final owner. So port of destination is not written over there, it is just written as order to. Okay, so this is order bill of lading, then endorse order bill of lading, clean bill of lading. Now this is important. What is clean BL? Clean BL is a BL which is not clause, which doesn't have any remark written on it. Okay, that is called as a clean BL. And it is very important because if the BL is claused, okay, I give you some example. There is something called as a mate receipt, and then there is a BL. Mate means a chief officer of a ship who is concerned about loading of a particular cargo. Suppose if he found, suppose there is a steel coil, okay, steel coils loaded on board ship. It happens with the basically the project cargoes, the steel cargoes, finished products. Suppose he is loading a steel coil and he found 2 coils damaged. Okay, so he mentioned a remark in his mate receipt, found 2 numbers of coil damage or something. Or suppose the cargo is not good, he will say the cargo condition is this now found unfit, and this is what is the defect. He will put some remark on the mate receipt. Now legally, if the mate's receipt is claused, now chief officer has written a remark on the mate's receipt, means the mate's receipt is claused. Okay, it is foul now. Now that remark on the mate receipt should ideally go on the bill of lading. Okay, and if the BL lading has got a remark on it, means it's a claused BL or it's a foul BL. Okay, and if the buyer, he goes to the bank with that particular foul BL, what will happen? The payment gets stuck. Okay, the payment gets stuck. So a lot of time, what the shipper says is that, okay, anyways, I am the buyer. Okay, nothing will happen. Let's not put the remark on the mate's receipt. Keep it clean. Okay, whatever is a settlement, we will do it ourselves. Let's not go to the legal this thing. So they don't put the remark. Sometimes this is what happens in actual practice. So clean BL is something which doesn't have any remark on it. The moment there is a remark on the BL, it is called as a dirty BL, foul BL, claused BL. Okay. Now all these things are one and same. So one is clean BL, another is foul BL, dirty BL, whatever you call it as. Okay. Then there is inland bill of lading, ocean bill of lading, then through bill of lading, multi-border transport BL, direct bill of lading, clause BL. I already explained you what is clause BL. Okay, so clause BL, clean BL, these two are important things which you must know. Okay, so these are the types of BL. Moving ahead, letter of indemnity. Now let's come to the thing which I just now explained. Suppose if they say letter of indemnity is also called as a LOI. So see over here, it is written as, if any package are found to be damaged or defective when goods are received on a vessel, the nature of such damage defects are noted on the BL. And in such case, the document is said to be a clause or the fall. Okay. The seller of the goods is required to deliver to the buyer a clean bill of lading in order to satisfy a bank who is negotiating the document as per the terms of LOC. It has become customary when goods are found to be damaged at the time of loading for the shipper to give a letter of indemnity to carrier in order to secure the claim document. I just now tell you, suppose if there is a coil, again take a same example, if it is damaged, so the buyer, whoever is there, he said, boss, let's not clause the BL यार, अगर मैं आप BL clause कर दोगे carrier, तो I will have a problem in receiving the payment. Okay, so ship owner क्या बोलेगा? Obviously, what is a guarantee? Tomorrow you will claim me only during the passage. You damage my cargo. Okay, so he said, don't worry. What I will do, I will issue you the letter. Okay, which will indemnify you from all such things. Okay, so it's a kind of security. They will say, okay, I am indemnifying you, that nothing will come on you, on the carrier. You means on the carrier. Letter is called as a letter of indemnity, LOI.
So sir, in letter of indemnity, the shipper accepts that there is a damage in my cargo. Is it, sir?
See, it's a business practice which is being followed. Okay, if you ask me legally, obviously, carrier, if I got a damaged cargo on board, so I should write it on the BL, right? But business ऐसा नहीं चलता है. Business has to work. Business has to work. Okay, so हर चीज के लिए अगर legal way में चले जाएंगे तो अपना काम कभी होगा ही नहीं. So that's why okay, there is a mutual understanding between the buyer and the carrier. So they said, okay, don't worry, हमको आगे जाके भी business करना है. कल को जाके अगर legal matter में घुस जाएंगे तो tomorrow will that party come to you? बोलेंगे नहीं यार, नहीं चाहिए यार, हमें business ही नहीं करना है इनके साथ. We told them that will indemnify you, will issue you LOI. Okay, so that is how it works. Okay, and 99% the business works like this. Okay, 99% of the time. So LOI is being issued. Now you ask me, does it have got a legal value in the court or something? कुछ नहीं है. Truly speaking, okay, it's just for the business understanding or something. Okay, next is multimodal transport document and MTO explanation. Okay, so this is regarding BL. Anyone has got any doubt regarding this?
No, I have a doubt.
Genuine doubts, genuine doubt, please. Yes, please.
So you just told that the letter of indemnity does not have any value in the court. Then if something happens to the cargo, then what, what will happen like then?
See, if tomorrow something happens, first of all, a letter of indemnity, it's a kind of between buyer and the carrier. Okay, suppose tomorrow something on ship, let's consider there is a heavy weather. Okay, there is a heavy weather. Okay, and there is a shipping cease, and water goes into the cargo and it damages. Okay, there is a rust formation all over the coils. Okay, so that the buyer, he will claim for the damage. Okay, उसमें क्या होगा, whatever has to take place between the blank, that will happen.
Okay,
What the buyer has to do, he has into the arbitration, calling P&I club and all those things.
okay.
That's what happens.
So
And
it's
sir,
like,
sometimes the BL does not reach at the delivery at the discharge port.
Correct. I was going to come to that. Correct. Okay. Now this is one type of LOI, letter of indemnity, that is to indemnify the carrier. Second type of LOI is, as you said, that original BL doesn't reach to the destination port. So what happens? What happens in that case? The ship owner, okay, they contact that particular party, whoever is a receiver of the cargo. तो वो बोलेंगे, see, there are something, which is happening in the bank. It will take some time to reach. Now, obviously, ship has to discharge the cargo. Then only she can go to the next employment. So to discharge the cargo is important for the ship also, and to receive the cargo is important for the buyer also. Okay, so they said, okay yaar, BL to पहुंचा नहीं है, it will take some time, we have got a good understanding, let's issue the LOI, letter of indemnity. Okay, so the owner, they tell master कि captain, we have received the LOI from the buyer, this particular party. Okay, he will come to you, and they normally now send it on an email. This is a LOI which is endorsed by the P&I Capt and all those things. So it is endorsed. You can go ahead with the discharge. Okay, so that is another type of LOI. Clear? Right? Okay. Let's move ahead to the next this thing. Now, doubt is clear now. What happens if there is a cargo damage takes place? How the business takes place?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving to the next topic now. After BL, there is Acha. See, there is a scan copy given in your book also. I'll start sharing my screen. Just a moment. Let me share the screen again. Can you able to view my screen?
Yes, sir.
PDF.
Yes, sir.
Now, after the lecture, please open your book. Okay. There are clauses. What all clauses are written on the BL that are also mentioned over here. Okay. How does the BL looks? That is also given. Okay. So many things are given over there. So please go through that. What is liner BL? So go through that. Next is just a second. This is liner bill of lading. Scan copy is given in your book. Okay. Now let's come to the shipping operation. Next topic, shipping operation. Okay. Tramp shipping and liner shipping. Now, what is the history behind this particular word tramp? I am not going to the details of that because that is irrelevant to us. Okay, that is given in your book. You can go through it. Now I'll tell you what is a tramp trade. Okay, tramp trade or tramp shipping. Typically, in a case of a bulk carrier. Okay, typically in a case of a bulk carrier, the trade which takes place, that is called as a tramp trade or a tramp shipping. What does it mean? Now, if you see, in a particular region of the world, the particular things are there. Okay, minerals are there. If you see, where is the iron ore? Where is the iron ore? Anyone can tell me in which part of the world you get iron ore and which part of the world you get coal?
Brazil, Australia,
and Australia. Exactly. So in the Brazil you get iron ore. Okay, in Richards Bay, South Africa, there also you get iron ore. Even in India, there was a trade from Goa, iron ore, for iron ore trade. Okay, and most of the time it goes to the countries. The 70-80% of the iron ore used to go to the China region. Same way, coal. If I ask you coal, where you get a coal in the world, the answer you will get is Australia most of the time. Even in India, Paradip, a place like Paradip or somewhere, there also you get coal. Okay. So what I mean to say is that in a particular region, you get a particular mineral. So what happens that a bulk carrier has to go to that particular port. Say for example, let's consider a bulk carrier has loaded, let's say what do you say, limestone, where you get in a region of a UAE. Okay, there are mountains of limestones, in fact. Okay, they break mountain, they get limestone, they dig the ground, they get oil. Okay, as simple as that. The Gulf countries. So the vessel has, the bulk carrier has loaded a limestone. Okay, discharged in India. Let's consider Mumbai. Okay, Mumbai, they have discharged the cargo. Now, next employment for a vessel, not necessary. Now, what do you get in Mumbai, gentlemen? Tell me.
Rain.
Sorry? Which cargo? Any particular cargo you get in Mumbai?
Oil.
Sorry?
We have oil rig.
So oil rigs are there. They are the extractor. I'm saying, is there any particular thing which the Mumbai region exporting?
So fish.
Different types of oil products.
General cargo.
General cargo that will go into the container. We are talking purely about bulk carrier now. Let's
So
not
coal we
confuse.
can say.
Coal we don't produce. Where you have coal mines here in Maharashtra? Nothing. If there is a, if you go to the east coast, in Bihar you have a lot of mines. Okay.
So we can load a grains also.
Grain.
Onions.
Fish.
Onions, oranges.
But in see that has to go to the reefer then. Otherwise your onion will get rotten. I'm talking about bulk carrier. Bulk carrier, I'm talking about purely bulk trade, gentlemen. Let's not confuse.
Steel
Wheat,
coils.
soya, bulk.
Soybean.
Wheat, sir, wheat.
Steel coils.
Wheat.
Project cargo.
Project cargo. Okay, you get a project cargo. So you get a project finish, the semi-finished cargo of a steel cargo or something. But sometimes, suppose it is not available, and the owner gets a cargo. Let's say the coal cargo he gets towards South Africa. तो coal cargo अगर उसे मिलेगा तो या तो वो South Africa में मिलेगा या तो he will get into the Australia. Okay, so the vessel, the ship has to go into the ballast to that particular port to load the cargo. ऐसा नहीं कि उसको फटाक से मिल जाएगा. He has to move to that particular destination. So that type of trade, okay, see, which depends on the market condition. कहाँ पे कौन सा cargo available है, okay, in case of a bulk carrier. So the trade of a bulk carrier is called as a tramp shipping or a tramp trade. Okay. Now, what is a liner shipping? What do you understand by liner?
Container line.
Container lines.
Okay, liner shipping. Now, why it is called a liner? See, all these finished products. Okay, all the finished products, right from your laptop se leke mobile phone, charger, CDs, DVD, whatever it is there are so many things. Okay, that has been stuffed into the container and that is loaded. So now the container owners, what they have done, most of the container shipping companies, they have come together and they have formed a consortia. Okay, so वो क्या बोलते हैं? They have a kind of fixed route. For example, if I tell you how they have a fixed route, vessel now in liner shipping container, there is not like a specific load port and specific discharge port. ऐसा नहीं है. In case of a bulk carrier, you have a fixed load port, particular load port, and you have a particular discharge port. Same in case of a tanker as well. They have a particular load port, they have a particular unloading port. Container के लिए ऐसा नहीं है. In one particular port, a container discharge also takes place, and in the same port, the loading also takes place. Right? So what they do, their schedule is fixed. They have got a fixed schedule. For example, vessel, let's say what they will do, they have a trade like, okay, China, various ports in China, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Tianjin, okay, Qingdao. So they have a fixed port. and they know exactly, depending upon what is the speed vessel is doing, what when they will reach. They have a schedule for next 4 months, 5 months. Okay, in fact 6 months. Okay, on this particular date vessel will come to Shanghai. On this particular date the vessel will come to Qingdao. After that she will come down towards the Singapore. They will do a 2 ports, Port Klang and main Singapore. After that she will transit Malacca Strait and she will call port in Sri Lanka, Colombo. Okay, there they will unload the container from Colombo. They will come to India. They will come to JNPT, Port JNPT. From Port JNPT they will move out. Okay, cross the Indian Ocean through Suez. They will move up. Okay, they will have again 2-3 port in Europe. Okay, after that they will come out from the Gibraltar Strait, cross the Atlantic, go to US. Okay, they will call 2-3 port Houston. Okay, on the east coast they will call Houston, New Orleans. There are a lot of ports are there. Okay, then move down Panama Canal, again cross Pacific, come to the eastern region, China. So this schedule is fixed for 6 months, next 6 months. So if I am sitting in a Mumbai, okay, I know that okay, ये जो container line है, they will come in month of October on this particular date. Tentative 4-5-10 दिन इधर उधर होता है, depending upon the external factors. कहीं पे if there is a storm or something, the vessel has to divert the route or something, that happens, that's okay. But I know that vessel is going to call, right? So I will keep my cargo ready, my container ready. Okay, वहां पे जाके पहुंचा दूंगा. So this kind of fixed port, okay, the pattern is the liner pattern in line. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि एक बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया आएगा फिर चाइना जाएगा फिर इंडिया आएगा. No, the port of call, if you see, it is in line, एक direction में. Okay, so such kind of trade is called as a liner shipping or a liner trade. Okay, okay gentlemen, clear?
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So this is overall tramp trade and liner trade. Tramp trade is divided into the 3 sub part. Okay, first is called as a voyage time. Okay, it is also called as a voyage charter, time charter and bareboat charter. Now what is voyage charter? This is of tramp trade. I already told you this is tramp trade, means what? Bulk carrier trade. Okay, bulk carrier trade. So voyage charter means what? Obviously if a ship is carrying a cargo, they have to get the remuneration for carrying that particular cargo, right? So that particular remuneration which they get, that is in terms of whatever US dollar per ton, per metric ton. Okay, so that is particularly called as a freight. Okay, FREIGST, freight. So depending upon the market condition, the freight rates are decided. Okay, so suppose let's consider freight rate is $10 per metric ton. Okay, vessel has loaded 1 lakh tons of cargo. So whatever is a freight, okay, so for that particular freight the vessel is fixed, and that freight is normally payable okay 15 days in advance, and sometimes depending upon different conditions. Okay, so that is called as a voyage charter. And if you ask me what is the you know the importance or the focus point in a voyage charter is what? All the fuel consumption towards the discharge port, right from port of loading से लेके port of discharge तक, जितना भी fuel consumption होगा, whatever is the cost of a fuel, that will be borne by the ship owner. Okay, that will be borne by the ship owner. जो भी तेल पानी का खर्चा है वो ship owner का. Okay, including dues of canal transit. Suppose there is Suez Canal transit, Panama Canal transit, जो भी रहेगा, all these cost that will be paid by the ship owner. Okay, so that is called as a voyage charter. Next is time charter. Time charter is what? Let's consider ship owner का जहाज है, he has given to a charterer. Okay, जैसा गाड़ी, suppose you have one Ertiga car, okay, but you don't have a so what you do, you give your Ertiga car to some driver, okay, आप बोलते हो कि तुम चलाओ जो भी है, okay, whatever is that, मेरे को इतना भाड़ा आना मांगता है महीने का, उसके बाद तुम्हें 24 घंटा चलाना है टैक्सी, 24 घंटा चलाओ, okay, 10 घंटा ही चलाना है 10 घंटा चलाओ. I am not concerned about that, how you are utilizing it. I am just concerned about my monthly payment. Correct or not? जिसको हम rent बोलते हैं. Same way in case of a time charter, okay, the ship is given to a charterer, okay, and all commercial business with the ship, that is with the charterer. तो वो कैसे जैसे उसको चलाना है चार्टर वो चलाएगा. What ship owner will get the money, जो पैसा मिलेगा, the remuneration which he gets in time charter, that is called as a hire. Okay, HIRE, hire, per day hire. Okay, that is called as a, so that is what, so major difference in voyage charter and time charter, the remuneration which gets to the owner, that is called as a freight, whereas in time charter the remuneration which gets to the owner, that is called as a hire. Okay, so होता क्या है, महीने का जो हायर है पूरे मंथ का, फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर मंथ, सो वो 15 days बोलते हैं, 15 days एडवांस में चाहिए. Okay, so what charterers is, the smart charterer, what they do, they take a vessel for a hire and they make sure that their ship doesn't stop even for a single day. Okay, stop हो गया तो क्या हो गया, ऑफ हायर हो गया जहाज. ऑफ हायर मीन्स वो बोलेगा बॉस आपका जहाज तो काम चल नहीं रहा है, बंद पड़ा हुआ है, मैं पैसा क्यों दूं. सो जितना टाइम जहाज नहीं चलेगा तो शिप ओनर को उतना लॉस है पर डे का. सो दिस इज हाउ इट वर्क्स. ओके, समटाइम व्हाट चार्टरर्स डू, दे टेक अ वेसल एंड दे सबलेट. ओके, देयर इज अ टर्म कॉल्ड एज अ सबलेट.
Hello.
यस प्लीज.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, I'm not able to hear you.
Gentlemen, all of you can able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, loud and clear.
Madam, please check.
The student who is not able to hear can re-log in or check your mic or speaker.
Okay. So, as I said, the major difference, voyage charter you get a freight, time charter you get a hire. Okay. Now, as I said, the some charterers, what they do, suppose a particular rate को उसको मिले. Let's consider the ship which he has got is a $10,000 per day. वो उसको owner को देना है. Let's consider there is another charter. Okay, he gets, वो बोलता है यार मेरे को ना बहुत जरूरत है, मेरा कार्गो कैसे भी मूव करना है, and I want for 3 months your vessel, तो can you give me? तो बोलेगा अच्छा तेरे को चाहिए, he will see the market condition, बोलेगा okay, मुझे अगर 10,000 उसको देना है, so I will give it to, let's consider $12,000 per day. Okay, so he'll say okay, you take my ship, मुझे $12,000 दे दे. Understood? So मैं क्या करूंगा, मुझे इवेंचुअली मुझे ओनर को तो सिर्फ $10,000 देने, और मैंने दूसरे को दे दिया तो $2,000 का मेरा फायदा हो गया ना, 2,000 पर डे का, ऑन टॉप ऑफ वॉट एवर प्रॉफिट आई वुड हैव बीन गेनिंग बाय यूटिलाइजिंग द शिप. ओके, दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग इज कॉल्ड एज अ सबलेटिंग द वेसल. ओके, सब चार्टरिंग द वेसल. सो दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस इन टाइम चार्टर. ओके, दैट डजंट हैपन इन वॉयज चार्टर. वॉयज चार्टर में तो फिक्स है फ्रेट. ओके, then there is something called as a demise or bareboat charter. Now what is this? Okay, in this particular thing, whoever is a charterer, okay, he acts like a owner. Okay, I'm repeating, see, I'm repeating the sentence. He acts like a owner, but he is not an owner. Okay, how he acts like an owner? See, he has got all the rights of chartering the vessel. ओके कैसे यूटिलाइज करना है, किसको कहाँ पे बिजनेस पे देना है, कहाँ लोड करना है, कहाँ अनलोड करना है. ओके ही हैज गॉट ऑल दिस राइट. ओके देन हायरिंग द क्रू ऑन बोर्ड, कौन सा क्रू हायर करना है, इंडियन क्रू हायर करना है, फिलिपिनो हायर करना है, बर्मीज हायर करना है. ओके ही हैज गॉट ऑल दीज राइट्स. ओके सो he has all the rights of the owner except there is important thing, hull and machinery insurance वो उसके नाम पे नहीं रहता, बेयरबोट चार्टर के नाम पे नहीं रहता. It remains with the main owner. Okay now example, which type of vessel comes under this bareboat charter? Okay gas tankers. Okay gas tankers होता क्या है, गैस टैंकर में trade is almost fixed, the load route discharge route fixed for many years, for 10 years. okay इसमें क्या होता है, टाइम चार्टर में क्या ट्रिप टाइम भी रहता है, सिंगल ट्रिप चार्टर रहता है, या फिर 6 महीने का चार्टर रहेगा, 1 साल का चार्टर रहेगा, 1 साल का चार्टर या फिर मैक्सिमम 2 साल का रहेगा, वेरी रेयर केसेस, उससे ज्यादा नहीं रहेगा. बेयरबोट में क्या रहता है, बेयरबोट में द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विच टेक्स प्लेस फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर दिस थिंग, that is for a long period, 10 years 15 years. okay almost you can say for the life of a ship, 10 साल का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के लिए. now if a particular charterer is operating a vessel for 10 years, okay so obviously he would like to have all the things right from putting the crew on board से लेके उसका पूरा उसका commercial management except hull and machinery insurance उसके पास नहीं रहेगा. ओके मीन्स जैसे अपना कार का इंश्योरेंस रहता है ना, यू हैव बाइक का इंश्योरेंस, यू हैव कार का इंश्योरेंस, सेम वे इंश्योरेंस किसके नाम के रहता है, ऑलवेज इट इज विद द ओनर. करेक्ट और नॉट? अगर वो कोई और चला रहा है, दूसरा तीसरा चला रहा है, उससे मतलब नहीं है. जब भी इंश्योरेंस बनता है वो ओनर के नाम पे ही बनता है. सेम वे इन अ शिपिंग ऑल्सो. ओके बेयरबोट चार्टरिंग में भले वो अपने आदमी जहाज पे डाल रहा है, जहाज चला रहा है अपने हिसाब से, but insurance, hull and machinery insurance remains with the main owner. Okay clear on this? Yeah,
yes sir.
okay let's move ahead, this is important. Then sample of the route you can go see, I just repeated Brazil to Argentina, Chile, Canada. okay I'm not going into that now. Triumph carrier has the following characteristics, you can read it. okay let's not put our time in that. Next, liner shipping, I explain you, it's a container trade. okay also called as a liners. okay so this is one thing. Next is liner route. I told you how it moves from one port to another port, and ports are generally fixed in particular route manner. पूरा वर्ल्ड कैसे घूम के आता है, I just now told you how does it works. okay marketing services of liner shipping, okay not that important, you can just go through it. How does the marketing takes place, how does the booking of the cargo takes place, quotation of a freight, you just read it. okay okay now moving to the next. Now I also touch in this particular thing, introduction to the chartering background history का जो है, you read it how it happened. okay so basically chartering means what, see during this 1870s they have given some particular year. How does the business happens? okay there is a buyer, there is a receiver. correct or not? There's a buyer, there is a receiver. Sometimes what happens, okay sometimes what happens, there is something called as a trader. okay there is a trader as well. now what does a trader do? Trader buys the cargo or the product from some XYZ place, wholesale से suppose खरीद लेता है वो. okay and what he does, he is selling that particular products to the retailers. correct or not? wholesaler जो है वो retailer को बेचता है, so trade करता है. so यहाँ पे traders क्या करते हैं, they buy the cargo in a large amount. okay let's say 10 lakh tons of coal, 10 lakh tons of iron ore, 20 lakh tons of sulfur. These kind of they buy the cargo and then they sell it off to the retailers. अभी 10 लाख का कार्गो कौन लेगा? कोई रिटेलर लेगा क्या? वो बोलेगा ए 10 लाख का नहीं चाहिए मेरे को, आई नीड ओनली 50,000 मेट्रिक टन्स का. अंडरस्टूड? सो ऑब्वियसली उसने इतना जो 10 लाख टन इतना लार्ज क्वांटिटी में लिया हुआ है. ओके, वी आल्सो कॉल्ड इट एज ए इकोनॉमी ऑफ अ स्केल. ओके, ऑब्वियसली व्हेन यू बाय समथिंग इन लार्ज अमाउंट, उसका जो कॉस्ट जो है वो आपके लिए कम हो जाता है. राइट? अंडरस्टूड और नॉट? सिंपल सी बात है, जनरल थिंग. यू गो टू द सब्जी वाला, ओके, बोलेगा 20 रुपए का पाव किलो. ओके, 60 रुपए में 1 किलो दे देगा, बट आप पाव किलो लोगे तो 20 रुपए का ही देगा वो. इट इज समथिंग लाइक दैट. ओके, सो दे बुक अप, सो दे ट्रेड द कार्गो. ओके, दे आर द ट्रेडर्स. सो this is one particular this thing. So what they do, they also open their chartering department. Now to give you an example, the big name in the chartering industry, Cargill. Okay, Cargill नाम सुना है? बहुत सारे लोगों ने सुना रहेगा. In India they have and they have a base in Bangalore. Okay, now if you see our edible oil जो हम लोग लेते हैं ना, ऑयल खाते हैं, जो हम लोग यूज करते हैं किचन में. ओके, देयर आल्सो यू विल फाइंड द कारगिल सिंबल. ओके, सो दे आर द वेरी बिग ट्रेडर्स. ओके, वो क्या बोलते हैं, जो फार्मर्स को है उनसे वो लेते हैं प्रोडक्ट स्ट्रेट अवे एंड देन दे सेल इट अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स दे आर इन्वॉल्वड इन. सो दे हैव ओपन देयर चार्टरिंग डिपार्टमेंट. नाउ ऑब्वियसली इफ यू वांट टू ट्रेड इंटरनेशनली, so you need to, they are the big charterers, okay, in the industry. So what they do, they hire the vessel from the owners. Okay, कारगिल का खुद का शिप है क्या जेंटलमैन?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No idea, sir.
नहीं, उनका नहीं है, खुद का जहाज नहीं है. They don't own the ship. Okay, they even not interested in owning the ship. Okay, they are only interested in the trade. कार्गो खरीदो, कार्गो बेचो, बस बाकी का प्रॉफिट बुक करो. They are only interested in that. So they have opened the chartering house. Okay, so these are a big charters. तो वो क्या करते हैं? They obviously they have a brokers then. So they go to the ship broker. Okay, कौन सा जहाज कहाँ पे है? They hire the vessel. Okay, obviously to move the cargo from one place to another place, you need to have a documented guideline, okay, through which this entire movement will work. That particular documented thing is also called as a charter party. Okay, so there are various different types of charter parties are there. So this is what is chartering the ship, hiring the ship for loading the cargo and putting it to its destination. So that is what is chartering. Okay, now within this chartering there is something called as a contract of affreightment. Okay, I am highlighting it, contract of affreightment. Now what is this contract of affreightment, gentlemen? Okay, contract of affreightment में होता क्या है? Now that particular person who is dealing with the cargo may be a buyer of a cargo, okay, seller of a cargo, or he may be a trader. Okay, so the buyer भी हो सकता है, trader भी हो सकता है, whatever, we don't know. Okay, contract of affreightment में होता क्या है? Let's consider यहाँ पे suppose east coast of India. Okay, there are lot of port construction which is happening. Port Gangavaram, Port Krishnapatnam, this, that. There are so many ports are coming up. Now, port बनाने के लिए, jetty बनाने के लिए, suppose they need lot of say क्या चाहिए उनको? Limestone चाहिए. Let's consider limestone चाहिए या फिर कुछ coal industry के लिए चाहिए. तो what they say, we need 10 lakh tons of, let's say, coal. एक coal industry बना लिया है. Okay, वहां पे अगर कोल प्लांट है, बना लिया है अपना, स्टील प्लांट है, they need a coal, so they said I need 10 lakh tons of coal. Now is there any ship in the world which can carry 10 lakh tons of coal at a same time in a one trip? नहीं है ना, इतना हो ही नहीं सकता. Okay, so what they do to carry this 10 lakh tons of a cargo, they contract with the ship owning company. Okay, मुझे 10 लाख कार्गो कैरी करना है फ्रॉम द पर्टिकुलर पोर्ट. हाँ, इसके अंदर पोर्ट भी नॉर्मली फिक्स रहते हैं, कहाँ से कार्गो कैरी करना है, कहाँ डिस्चार्ज करना है. सो दे माइट से इन ऑस्ट्रेलियन रीजन आई नीड टू हैव दिस पर्टिकुलर टाइप ऑफ अ कोल टू कम टू इंडिया. 10 लाख टन लाना है, तो ओनर क्या बोलेगा, ठीक है, अभी वो 10 लाख टन कार्गो कैरी करने के लिए फ्रॉम लोड पोर्ट टू डिस्चार्ज पोर्ट, ही मे हैव टू डू लेट्स से 4 ट्रिप्स. अगर उसका जहाज VLOC रहेगा बड़ा, तो he might have to do 3 ships, 2 trips or 3 trips. Okay, so obviously there are multiple ships which are being used to fulfill the requirement of that particular party of carrying 10 tons of cargo. Okay, and that is contracted between the owners and the charterers, and such type of agreement which is being concluded, that is called as a contract of affreightment. Okay, so जरूरी नहीं है कि सेम शिप वो 10 लाख टन का कार्गो कैरी करेगा. नो, ओके, जरूरी नहीं है. सपोज शिप ओनर के पास 4 जहाज है, उसका 2 जहाज, एक 2 जहाज ने कार्गो कैरी कर लिया फ्रॉम द ऑस्ट्रेलिया रीजन से लेके इंडियन रीजन तक, और उसका दूसरा जहाज है दैट इज इन US. तो US से ऑस्ट्रेलिया पहुंचते तो कितना टाइम लग जाएगा, राइट? 1.5-2 महीना चला जाएगा. सो ऑब्वियसली वो जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जिसके साथ किया हुआ है वो थोड़ी ना वेट करेगा फॉर 1.5 मंथ 2 months, नहीं. सो टू फुलफिल दिस रिक्वायरमेंट, शिप ओनर को देखना पड़ेगा, दूसरा अरेंजमेंट करना पड़ेगा. भाई मेरे कंपनी का नहीं है तो मैं दूसरे कंपनी का जहाज लेके उसका रिक्वायरमेंट मुझे पूरा करना है. या फिर अगर मेरा खुद का जहाज है तो यार तीसरा चौथा जहाज भी किधर पे नजदीक रहेगा ना, टेल दैट पर्टिकुलर शिप, सेंड दैट पर्टिकुलर शिप ओवर देयर टू ऑस्ट्रेलिया, लोड दैट कार्गो. उसका 10 लाख का टन का रिक्वायरमेंट है, दैट हैज टू बी कंप्लीटेड. अंडरस्टूड व्हाट इज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑफ अफ्रेटमेंट? ओके, राइट. Next, moving ahead, next. Voyage charter, time charter. See, main difference I told you, the remuneration which ship owner gets, that particular remuneration is termed as a freight in case of a voyage charter. Okay. And in time charter, the money which owner get, that is called as a hire. Okay, time charter is fixed for a particular time. Let's consider 6 months, 1 year. Okay, उसके बाद चार्टर को जो जहाज है वो ओनर को रिलीज करना पड़ेगा. Okay, if you ask me in a today's date, most of the time, what happens is a trip time charter. Okay, trip time charter मतलब single trip time charter. So उसके अंदर 15 दिन लगने दो वॉयज कंप्लीट करने के लिए, या फिर 20 दिन लगने दो, या फिर 1 महीना जाने दो. Till the time entire voyage is completed. What is voyage? Going to a load port, loading the cargo, then moving towards discharge port, discharging the cargo, that is called as a entire voyage. Okay, so time charter is time bound, voyage charter voyage bound. Simple. Understood? So this is a difference. Important question as per in terms of your examinations. Okay, difference between voyage charter, time charter. Okay, in time charter, whatever is the cost of a fuel, okay, dues, Panama Canal, Suez Canal transits, whatever dues are there, that will be paid by the whom? कौन देगा पैसा, कौन भरेगा? Charterer. Okay. And in case of a voyage charterer, who will pay that dues? Owners. Okay, that's a main difference. Okay, so this is your time charter and voyage charter. Contract of affreightment, I already explained you what it is. Okay, now coming to the charter party. What is charter party? Obviously, to move the cargo from one port to another port, there has to be some guideline, okay, for which the cargo will move. So that particular document is called as a charter party. Okay, so in other words, charter party is a contract whereby a ship owner agrees to place a ship or a part of it at the disposal of merchant or other person, also known as a charterer, for the carriage of goods from one port to other port, okay, on being paid freight or to let his ship for a specified period. The remuneration then being known as a hire. Okay, hire matlab kya hai? Which time? This is which type of charter?
Time
charter.
Okay, and in case of a freight means voyage charter. Okay, now the charter party, if you see, there are particular charter parties. Okay, normally there is something called as a BIMCO. Okay, BIMCO. Anyone can tell me what is the full form of BIMCO? Can anyone tell me BIMCO? किसी को पता है what is BIMCO?
No, sir.
It is related to bunker.
Huh?
It is related to bunker.
Conditions for a charter party.
No, gentlemen. It's a body, okay, which prepares a charter party. Okay, so you will have, there is a typical charter party for a bulk carrier, that is called as a congen charter party or GenCon. They also called it as a GenCon. Okay, then under voyage, somebody has there. Can you please mute your mic? There is a disturbance coming. Okay, so under voyage charter, there are charter party like first is GenCon. Second, depending upon the cargo, okay, type of a cargo, there are again charter parties like Amwelsh. If the vessel is loading from the coal from Australia or something, you will have a Amwelsh. Okay, there is a GenCon. Then there is a, if you are carrying ore, iron ore or something, any kind of ore, iron ore, then aluminium ore, whatever it is. So you will have a ore voy. Okay, so it is typically for the particular type of cargo. So that particular charter parties comes under the voyage charter party. And under time charter, you have a charter party like this thing, NYPE 93. Okay, New York Produce Exchange, NYPE 93. 93 is a year in which this particular charter party has been derived. So in that charter party, there are a lot of terms and conditions which needs to be fulfilled by the ship owner, means ship, okay, the receiver, whatever it is. So there are clauses written in that. For example, there is an NOR clause which will tell ship owner, the ship master, how to tender the NOR. NOR means notice of readiness. Means ship is saying that I have arrived in this particular port, let's consider Mumbai, and my vessel is fit in all respect to load my nominated cargo. It is called as a NOR. Okay. Same way, discharge port, when the ship will reach, he will again issue NOR for discharge. Okay. Next is what? There is general average clause is there. Okay. There are lien clause are there. Off hire clause, when the vessel will be called as a off hire. Okay. So all these clauses are there to move the shipment smoothly, right? To move the shipment smoothly, that is called as a this thing. So these are the type of charter party you have. One second, I will. One second. I will stop screen share and again I'll share. One second. Okay. Right. Coming to next. So in a tanker operation, if we talk about the tanker operations, okay, there are charter parties like Shell. Shell, all of you know, must be knowing, it's a big oil major. Okay, so they have a, in time charter they have a Shell time. Okay, and in voyage charter they have Shell void. Okay, voyage charter. So different type of charter parties are there. And what happens with that? These ready-made charter parties are taken, and then that charter parties are amended with the riders. Okay, that are called as a rider clause. Rider clause is something which is above whatever is written, or something which is not there, but these two parties want in the contract, so that is called as a rider. Okay, and if you see the charter party, nothing is being. Can you please unmute your mic? Somebody has their mic on, please. Okay, the charter party wording in a charter party, the clauses in a charter party, they are not deleted. What they do, they strike out. Okay, have you seen the charter party? Anyone has seen the charter party? If
No,
you're working
sir.
in a chartering house?
No, sir.
I guess the copy, the scan copy is shared in your annexes. Open the book, it is given over there. Okay, nothing is deleted from the original charter party. What they do, they strike out.
Banded medical store.
Sir, we can't hear you.
Yes, sir. We can't hear.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody has their mic.
939 bill.
Somebody has their mic on. There is a disturbance. That is the reason. Admin, can you please take and please mute that guy?
Yes, sir. Now
there is some disturbance from someone's mics that is happening. Can you please check and mute the person? Everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, done.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir, loud and clear.
Okay. Chalo. So this is one thing. Let's one second. We were on the charter. Yeah, here. Marketing was done. Next was introduction to the chartering. We are in the chartering part. Okay. See, now if you can see, I am sharing the screen. There is a summarization is also given. Basic qualification of a shipping traffic. Gentlemen, please hold on. It's a call from Just hold on, please. For a shipping traffic liner. First is regular service between nominated ports, liner, as I explained you. Then chartering in tram, they are open in the market. Wherever the ship gets a cargo, especially to the bulk carriers, they move into that particular port, load the cargo, come back. Okay. So go through it. Next is dry bulk chartering. You have a cargoes like grain cargo, ore cargo, coal cargo. I just said few charter parties also related to that. Liquid bulk chartering means oil cargoes. Okay, there is a Shell Voy, Shell Time. Okay, BP Voy, BP Time. All these charter parties are there. Okay, this compromises for your crude oil, petroleum product. Okay, like clean products like diesel, aviation oil. Okay, petrol. Then there is a chemical parcel. There are a dedicated chemical tanker which load hydrochloric acid se leke your sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, like that. So you have a charter parties for that as well. Okay. Next, moving ahead. Types of charter party. Now, this I already explained to you. What is voyage charter, time charter, bareboat charter, COA, contract of affreightment. That also I have explained you. So after our lecture gets over, please refer to your book as well. Okay. So next is COA, tram shipping, contract as freight. That is also explained. BIMCO. I was talking about BIMCO. See, BIMCO is an international body. Okay, full form is Baltic and International Maritime Council. Their main function is to prepare this charter party. So there are specialists who are sitting over there. Okay, they are making amendments to the charter parties on timely basis. Okay, so it's a shipping association providing wide range of services to the global membership market stakeholders. They have interest in the shipping industry, including ship owners, operators, managers, brokers, and agents. Objective is to facilitate to the commercial operation of its membership by developing standard contracts and clauses, providing quality information, advice, and education. So if you see all these charter parties, they are made by this BIMCO, right? See this. They have BIMCO has developed large number of standalone clauses to supplement the standard contracts. Okay, see this. Bunker price adjustment clause. Then Sandeds. There is a place called Sandeds, Calcutta. So that is the clause. Cargo handling gear clause, delivery, redelivery of a survey clause. So many clauses they have made and help the shipping industry. Okay. So this is what is BIMCO. Okay. You might get a question in your examination. What is BIMCO? Can you tell the function of a BIMCO? So please refer to this particular para. Okay. Now see, voyage charter party. Types of charter party. Can you see my screen? Once again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. See, ambush. Ambush is for coal. Okay. Americanized Welsh coals. Charter party is widely used. Okay. Asba tank wire. That is for the tanker. Okay. It's an American form. Then there is a Osweight. Osweight means for carrying a wheat. Normally a bulk carrier which loads the grain cargo in Australia, Fremantles or that particular region. Okay, the charter party is used widely used is a Osweight. Okay, Australian wheat. Then there is a BP Voy. I just told you BP Voy. in case of a tanker trade for a which charter? Voyage charter. Again, this is what we are discussing. Everything is voyage charter, and if you see, there is a voy written most of the time, right? So basically, all these charter parties are voyage charter party. Then there is a chem tank voy, especially for chemical trade, chemical tanker. Okay, there is a cruise voy, obviously for which cruising. Okay, for carrying passengers. There is a O7 for iron ore. Then there is a fertivoy for fertilizers, urea. Okay. Then there is a gen call, general purpose. Then there is a grain voy, again for grain cargo. This is a BIMCO form. Okay. See, you see, lot of BIMCO forms are there. Lot of BIMCO forms. Okay. Then there is a intertank voy for tanker. Again, there is a Norgrain, Norwegian, North American grain, American form, Norgrain. Okay, this is your voyage time charter. Similarly, you will have a charter parties for a time charter. Coming down, this is a time charter parties. If you see, see, ASBA time for dry cargo, tram or a liner. This is American form. BAL time, BIMCO form, dry cargo, tramp and liner trade. Then there is a BP supply time. This is again time charter party, offshore services. Okay, BP form, British Petroleum. Then there is a BP time, again for a tanker. Then there is a gen time, like a gen con. There is a gen time. Okay. So then there is a intertank time. There is a liner time. Then NYP, I just now explained, NYP 93 version, latest version, which is widely used as a 1993 version. So it is also called as a NYP 93, used in a case of a dry cargo and liner containerized business. Okay. Then there is a shell time. Then supply time, Texaco time. Okay. So these are the this thing, time charter parties. Okay. So see over here, self-examination, you have a question, what is charter party? Okay. Then what are the different types of charter party used for different trades that you must able to explain. Okay. The important thing is what is voyage charter, what is time charter, what is bareboat charter, what is a contract of affreightment, or also termed as a COA. Okay. Then can you tell some clauses in the charter party that might ask, but mostly they won't, but still you need to prepare for it. So there are clauses as well. Like I just said, NOR clause, off-hire clause. There are some important clauses which you must able to explain. Okay. Then there is lay-can clause, lay-time clause. So a lot of clauses are there. Okay. Clear in this? Clear till now? This particular chapter, we have completed BL chapter, bill of lading. We have completed type of voyage. Okay, voyage. Then we have completed charter parties, different charter parties, time charter, voyage charter, etc. Anyone has got any doubt in this, whatever I explained just now? Nothing? Yes, Vikas Kumar. You have raised your hand.
Sir,
Yes.
here the second question is, what is the basic of the oceans, right? In the
Can you
charter
please
party.
repeat? Can you please repeat your question?
Yes, go through the lesson number 7 question number, sir. Go through the PDF of the PDF site.
Question number 7.
No, sir. Question number 2. What is the basic ocean traffic? I think.
What is the basic classification of ocean traffic?
Yes.
It's the same thing. I just explain you the trade, na? Right? I explain you trade. Voyage trade.
And time charter.
There is a tram trade. There is a liner trade.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is what is the ocean traffic they are talking about. Okay. Classification of ocean traffic. So this question you will write, the ocean traffic is broadly divided into a two part. One is your tram trade, another is liner trade. Okay, and then you have to give the explanation depending upon whatever marks they have asked you for. Okay, 2 mark के लिए you don't have to write much things. You just need to write the basic things. Same way, if this question is being asked for 20 marks, you have to write accordingly. Correct? Clear?
Sir, clear.
Okay. Any doubt? Chalo, then what we'll do, we'll take a 15 minutes break. Is it okay? Right? Okay, we'll take a 15-minute breaks and we'll meet at 11:45. Okay, get freshen up, have tea, coffee, and come back sharply at 11:45. Right? NMIS admin, please note I am giving break now, and 11:45 will resume the lecture.
10:45.
Sorry, 11:45. I'm sorry. 11:45. Please come back for resuming the lecture.
Okay.
Thank you. Once again, welcome back. Let's move towards the next topic. That is your.
Excuse me, sir. This is Irfan.
Yes.
Could you just read the chat box? The students have given some
One second.
comments.
One
Please,
second.
sir. Please, sir.
1 second. What? 10, 13, 15. My number. Share WhatsApp group link. Vessel operator to carry cargo in the. Please. Gopinath from Indian Navy with more than 600. This class is just not structured. Okay. Commander Gopinath, I would like to reply to your comment, sir. See, what I am doing and what I am explaining is what is there in the book. And if I start explaining each and everything, how the charter party works and how the master drives the ship, so these 3 hours are going to help. I have been allocated for the entire shipping practices with only 5 to 6 lectures. And these 5 to 6 lectures are only for 3 hours. So can you please share your opinion that how I should go ahead to complete the syllabus? Commander Gopinath, can you please share your opinion?
Yeah, Commander Gopinath.
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
I understand that there is a certain topic that needs to be covered in a limited amount of time. That is all I agree and accepted too. However, you are jumping too ahead without explaining even the basic terms. And I don't think this is only my opinion. This is, I think, the opinion of the general class. So if that is the general opinion of the class, then I think you need to take cognizance of the fact.
Sir, your voice is not clear. Could you be little louder, sir? And please make your comment.
I cannot hear.
Yeah, even we can't hear you, sir. Please make your comment straight. We are not able to hear you. Or else you, sir, you can put your query to the admin or the director of the institute, and later on you can discuss the topic rather than extending the time of the lecture. Or if
I'll just give you example. If someone will ask me what is a draft, there is a term, there is a draft, which is the submersion of a, I explain in a short brief that the part of a ship which remains below the waterline is called as a draft. Now, if I start explaining there is a summer draft, there is a winter draft, and there is so many XYZ load line, you tell me for that explaining the term draft, I will take half an hour to 1 hour. So is it going to, cater the lecture, the shipping practice? That is what my question to you, sir. And to the admin also.
You don't have to explain the different kind of drafts.
I cannot hear you.
Then it doesn't help anybody. So I am trying to say, 1 second.
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm trying to say, I'm not telling you to explain all the type of drafts or get into the most, get into every nitty-gritty. But the basics, if they are not explained and you go to the next point, it doesn't help anybody then. Then sitting for 3 hours or 1 hour, even 10 minutes, it has no value for this class or gaining any knowledge over here. I'm not, if you took the example of draft, if you don't explain what is draft in the first place, then there's no point discussing of the other drafts also. So if you do not structure the class as per the basic subject, and you're just showing us the documentation and telling us read this, after the class gets over, that I can do even without you telling me. I don't need you to tell me that. 3 hours you're telling about how many lectures you have.
Okay.
I have attended the other lectures over here.
Sir, I don't. Now let me put my point. I don't know if you have.
Let me.
Yes. Please.
Okay, let me finish. I am not sitting on gratis basis. You're not giving a charity class. I am paying for this class. I expect to be taught and I expect to be explained properly. I have attended other lectures of other instructors. Please learn from them how to teach. They have taught it well. In your first class, the first class you took, you started the first class, that there itself I told NMIS that you need to structure your class properly. I think NMIS has not conveyed this point to you. From the first class onwards, your class, please let me finish. I'll tell you when I'm finished, then you can take on and I'll take up this matter with the administration also. I think you're getting paid for taking this class. Please take it sincerely. Do not show up on a Sunday with this, just with a documentation saying, read this. You have to take the class seriously. We are all, I am already working. There are students here who are looking for a job in the future. Do not play around with people's future. Teach them properly. Teach us properly. NMIS, please take cognizance of this fact. And please structure class properly. I finished.
Have you finished, sir? Have you finished?
Yes, I finished.
Okay. Now let me take this to the NMIS. And NMIS, if you expect that each and everything has to be taken, briefly on every particular term, then you need to keep the lectures every weekends. It's not going to happen that in a 1 month or a 2 month you keep hours of lectures and I cannot finish the subjects. Tomorrow, the students will tell me that I have not completed the syllabus. And if you have the issue, right now I am leaving the class. Okay, you can take this matter ahead. Okay, I have got my nice job with me. Okay, if you don't like me to do, I'll just leave the class over here, and you can take this matter. I have got nothing to lose or nothing to gain from here, right? So please, NMIS administrator, please tell me, shall I continue or shall I leave the class? Better I leave the class. I will take your leave. Thank you for all the
Right
suggestions.
now, see, sir, right now the director, I have to talk to the director regarding this issue. But right now, as if the class is already been half the way in the mid of the section, to complete this lecture, then we can talk to the student and later we can take the decision. Right now, administration is not present, or I'll call them up and I'll take the issue with them.
Yeah, because see,
So,
if
sure, I can understand. We can come to some conclusion. See, this can be what we say can be made clear from both the sides.
And I have been with the fleet in the training department for more than 3 years. Okay, now I am in the operations. So if I need to complete the syllabus in a limited amount of time, I cannot waste on a single term half an hour.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. Understand, sir. I agree with you and also with the student. Better we'll come to some decision. I'll talk to the director and the management.
And when I am asking, when I am explaining something, what is a charter party, what is a voyage charter, what is a time charter, I ask student, is everything clear? Have you understood? Is anyone has got any doubt? That time I have asked student.
Okay.
And as per me, I have explained them in a better manner.
Yeah.
Without going in detail.
That's what I'm saying. I'll better talk to the admin and the management regarding the present issue, and we'll come to some conclusion. Right now, you can continue with the lecture.
Right. Okay. See, now you tell me, sir, how many more lectures we have for a shipping practice? I just wanted to know. Maybe 2 lectures down the line till month of December.
Probably
2 lectures. Now you tell me there are 3 chapters which are remaining. Okay. So how we are going to finish it? After finishing the syllabus, how we are going to cater to the doubts of the student?
Okay.
Okay. You tell me this thing. Or else I will sit with the one particular paragraph and I will keep on explaining 140 students doubt. We'll keep taking these doubts.
Yeah, I got your point, sir. I got your point. Right? That's what I'm saying. So maybe some students are having a shipping background, so they don't need so much of explanation. Some students are not from the shipping. That's why they, yeah, that's
why, that's why basic thing I'm explaining, and then I'm asking them, is it clear? I also give an example. We go to the shop, we buy a fan, we get a receipt. In layman term, now I explained. I have not gone to the rocket science of a shipping.
Yeah, if possible, see, if possible, we'll do some interactive lecture or a session after the topic gets over, maybe later on in mid of the week or maybe in the end of the week. That I'll discuss with the management. I'll let you both of you, the students and the faculty.
Now I will ask, keeping Captain Commander Gopinath's points aside, can a student share their feedback in the chat box? Is it okay or not? Or do I explain in a better manner or not? Just type yes or no. Okay, yes, I just need to take a majority. That's it.
Yeah, students, it should be transparent. See, seriously, you can put your comment and tell.
Hello.
Yes, yes, speak up.
सर अभी एक टॉपिक सर पढ़ा रहे, अभी इतना वो तो है नहीं कि हर चीज पूरा एकदम ब्रीफली समझाना पड़ेगा. इतने भी मतलब हम लोग समझदार हैं कि पूरा बुक में जाके वापस से पढ़ सकते हैं, और ज्यादा लोग बुक से पढ़ते ही हैं, तो इतना कोई तकलीफ नहीं है सर. अच्छा है, ठीक है, हमको वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
That's what I wanted.
I want to put
shipping is a very vast profession. We cannot summarize in 3 hours.
होने के बावजूद भी आपको अगर इतने डाउट हैं तो फिर हम क्या कर सकते हैं? मैं तो just become graduate
of from other teachers also, but the explaining matter of that teacher is good, but here I feel that Swapnil sir is running very fast.
Okay, we'll try to load the pace. We'll try to slow down the speed, and we'll take up the remaining lectures. But this will come up.
Other teachers are also ignoring the extra questions.
Now let's put a stop on this particular thing.
Yeah.
If you feel that I'm going fast or the slow, you tell me this particular topic. See, I'm explaining the important topic on a part of examinations and all these things. As I said, I cannot denote BL. Now BL, if we talk about the BL is such a vast topic. It will take 2-3 lectures at least to explain the different types of BL.
Sir,
BL.
can I be allowed to speak?
Yes,
I'm Commander Ganguly here. Please, I'll take 2 minutes of the class, not more.
Sure,
and
please.
I just want to put things in perspective. It's not about getting too deep into a subject. Any subject what you are taking is that is fine. There has to be only issue what I am facing right now today is that there has to be a particular structure to the subject. You have to have a certain topics, and that topic has to be dealt with adequately. Maybe how deep or how much to be explained, that is of course up to you. But the thing, like today we have covered about 2-3 topics in the first session. However, we have not been able to grasp the basics of that. Even if bill of lading, we don't need to get into the details. At least the basic understanding should be developed. That is all what we are asking. We are not saying that you're not taking a proper class. Class is okay, but of course there is something amiss. That is what is the entire thing I was trying to put it into perspective. I think we can take this from here, and maybe later on we can see how it goes up.
Yeah. Okay. So now, I just want to say, do you want me to take the BL again before moving ahead to the next lesson?
For me, no, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Let's take the majority. Put it into the chat box. Yes or no. That's it. I will ask everyone to put their comment. Yes or no. Okay, I see in the chat box there is a lot of no, and out of 140 student, if the problem is with the 10 people, I cannot go against the majority. Thanks dear students. Let's move ahead to the next topic.
Yes, sir, we'll continue with the lecture, and Mr. Gopinath will take the matter to the management. I'll just talk to them and I'll revert it to you. Rather than wasting the time, we'll continue with the lecture, then we can discuss it later on. We have our numbers, we have email address, you can directly contact us. Okay? Okay, proceed, sir.
And thank you very much. And I just want to say I have nothing to lose and nothing to gain. It is sheer because of my liking to take the class and share my knowledge. I am doing this. Okay.
Sir, we appreciate it, sir.
Moving ahead with. Okay, let's move ahead to the next topic. That is the port operation. Okay. Now, when we talk about the port operations, it includes everything, right from bringing the ship inside to the port, okay, the loading, discharging. Then there are a lot of documentation that has to be done. That is your custom papers, custom clears, cargo customs papers. Okay, there are light dues. There are so many dues are there. Port dues, berth hire. So many things are there. Berth means where the vessel comes alongside the jetty. So that is called as a berth. So this all the entire operation, right from bringing the ship inside the port, loading her or discharging her, then taking her out, all this collectively called as a port operations. And within the port operation, there is something called as a lighthouse. Now, what is this lighthouse? The most of you must have gone to the Goa and all those places. Have you seen the lighthouse? It is shown in a lot of movies as well.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
so what is the main purpose of this lighthouse? Can you tell me, just by your basic understanding, why the lighthouse is there?
For navigation point of view, to tell that there is land nearby.
For the captain to see the shore, sir.
Exactly. So basically, if you see, there is something called every lighthouse. They have got a characteristics of a light, like 3 flash, then 1 long flash. So there is some characteristics are there. Okay, and lighthouse are normally placed at the entrance of a port, okay, or at the entrance of a channel. Okay, it is painted in red, white, then there is a light which is there, and it helps the captain, okay, captain of a ship, for navigating the ship, okay, to bringing her inside. So if you see, normally what happens is that, as I said, it is placed at the entrance of a channel. So when there is a pilot, now pilot means what? I'm taking this new term with you. Pilot means not an aeroplane pilot who's flying the aeroplane. Okay, here pilot means a person who has got a better understanding and knowledge of the particular port area, the current inside the channel, outside the channel, the geographic condition of the particular area, okay, who can assist the captain of a ship to bringing the ship inside safely. Okay, what happens? The ship trades all over the world. Okay, if I'm a captain of a ship, I stay in a Mumbai, I may know the geography better for the Mumbai port, but it's not necessary if I go to the US, a port of a Houston, I know the local knowledge of the area. No, I don't have. So obviously, I need to have a assistance. The captain of a ship needs to have a assistance who has got a local knowledge and understanding in that particular area, right? That is called as a pilot. So this pilot, what they tell to the master of a ship, okay, please arrive 2 nautical mile south of the south of this particular lighthouse, or 1 nautical mile southeast of the particular lighthouse. So they decide a particular point. Okay, and there is something called as a pilot station as well. Okay, and these lighthouse, okay, when the vessel is coasting, okay, coasting means what? When the ship goes very close to the coast, not very close, close to the coast. So light, they identify the light, okay, and this lighthouse also helps in, you know, letting the master know where exactly his ship is out at sea. Okay, so for that navigation purpose, the lighthouse is there. Okay, clear gentlemen, clear everyone?
Yes sir, yes sir.
सर लाइट हाउस में कोई रहता भी है क्या?
It is maintained. See, it's not a house that where we have a kitchen and everything. No, it's not like that. It is just that you know, it is maintained by the authority, port authority, but the maintenance is being carried out. Someone is placed on a duty. Okay, that is also a possibility. So nobody stays over there like house or something. Okay. And one more thing is there is something called, you can see the radio aids like recons. There is something called as a recons. This term is used. What is this recon? See, now I'm going deep into this particular thing, which is really not required for the student to know, but still I'm telling this because someone has got you know, they are from the shipping background, they have a knowledge, so they expect that me to go in that deep. So that's why I'm telling you. See, like every alphabet, alpha bravo charlie से लेके आपका zulu तक, alpha bravo means A B C D से लेके to Z, there is a dedicated the symbol which is given. Okay? That is called as a recon. And what happens? They transmit it. And this transmission, that is captured by the radar which is placed on board ship. So they verify this particular recon, okay, emitting this particular signal that is there on this particular lighthouse. So it helps the master to identify which lighthouse is exactly that particular point. So this is what is called as a recon. So there might be a recon feed there on a lighthouse, or it may not be there, depends. Okay, and to maintain this lighthouse in the various ports, obviously Mumbai entrance has got one lighthouse. You go to the Jaigarh, you have another lighthouse. You go in any part of the or any port of the world, you will have this lighthouse. Now obviously there these lighthouse has to be maintained. ऐसा नहीं है कि लाइट हाउस बना दिया तो वो वैसा का वैसा ही रहेगा. It has to be maintained, correct or not? So to maintain this particular thing, there is something called as a light dues. Okay, light dues, which needs to be paid by the owner and all. Okay, एक annual fees रहता है in form of light dues that is being paid by the owners to the authority, port authority. So with that dues collected from the ship, they maintain the lighthouse. Okay.
Sir, who maintains, port or government?
Sorry?
Sir, port maintains or government maintains that lighthouse?
It's a port. Now port authority, it comes under whom? Let's take this Bombay Port Trust, Mumbai Port Trust nowadays. It's a government body or a private body?
Government.
It's a government body.
Government body.
The who is operating it? Port is operating it. Mumbai Port is operating it. So they will take the responsibility of maintaining this lighthouse and all this thing. Okay. Right. So basically, these money goes to the port, and in turn it goes to the government only. Right. Okay. Now, moving to next point, approach channel. Okay, let's consider ship is coming inside the port of Mumbai. Okay, there is a lighthouse over there. Pilot has said, okay, you arrive at this particular point. Okay, so master has taken his ship to that particular point. Captain जहाज को लेके आ गया. Okay, there is a pilot also on its way. वो भी आ गया. Now pilot boards the vessel to assist the master. There is something called channel. Okay, now what is this channel? Obviously, if we do not have a sufficient depth to bring a particular vessel with the particular draft inside, what do? We dredge the channel. Okay, let's consider 10 meter का जहाज अगर लाना है बर्थ तक, so you need to have 10 meter से ज़्यादा depth, right or not? So the digging is being made and the channel is created to take the vessel to the berth. Okay, so that is called as an approach channel and exit channel, whatever it is. Okay, so once the vessel gets into the channel, obviously उसके अंदर क्या रहता है? There is something called as a turning vessel to turn around the vessel. There are tugs again. Do you think एक 1 lakh ton का जहाज या फिर 50,000 metric tons का जहाज, can it take 360 ton?
No.
Definitely no. Obviously, there are external assistance of a tug. We called it as a harbor tug. Okay. Now that harbor tug क्या है, port tug क्या है, what is ocean tug? That explanation will come as we move ahead. Okay. So the tugs which are used to swing the vessel and bringing her alongside, they are called as a harbor tugs. So the tugs वो क्या करते हैं? They turn around the vessel depending upon the pilot's requirement and बाकी का parties का requirement कि कैसा है. Now जहाज को अंदर लिया, उसको घुमाया turning basin के अंदर. Okay, that is called as a turning basin. Let me show you if I can. 1 second. Turning basin of a Mumbai. I'll try to show you the turning basin of the Mumbai. 1 second. I'll stop share and then I'll reshare it again. Just a moment.
So do you have a Windows PC or a Mac machine?
Sorry?
So you have
It's
a
a Windows. It's a Windows.
Windows. Okay, okay. Are you getting the share option?
One second, I'm not sharing it.
Okay,
Let
okay.
me go to the Mumbai port. Let me bring it to the Mumbai port.
Okay, cool.
Then I will start sharing it again. One second. It's, CMAP, this is S52. Okay. Go to Mumbai. Right. Okay. Now let me share it, reshare it again. Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. Can see.
Right? Okay.
Can you still maximize? Yes, yes. Okay.
I'm zooming in slowly. Just a moment, please. Now, what is this? See, I'm pointing over here. What is this?
Lighthouse. Lighthouse.
Yeah. What is this? See, I am pointing over here.
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse. Okay. So lighthouse are there to guide the captain of a ship, okay, to take the vessel inside the port without having any difficulties. Now, as I said, I also said something called as a pilot station. Now let's see what is a pilot station. Where's the pilot? I'm zooming in. See, these are the depths. Okay, this is the chart of our Mumbai harbor. Okay, so you can see our Kolaba over here. There's a light. Okay, there is a reef. They have put a light over here. Can you see this particular thing? I'll just take a pencil. 1 second. Let me take pencil. Yeah. See, what is this? Can you see this approach? They have put a line over here, in and out. Can you see this?
Yes.
I'm marking it with the red line. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And this is the boundary of a channel, right? This is a boundary of a channel. Again, I am marking it. Which is okay. So see, there is a channel. Okay. This is called as a buoy. Okay. These are called as a buoys. Now, these buoy, what is the work of this buoy is these to indicate the channel. Kahan tak channel expanded hai. Okay. Now, so what will happen if the vessel goes out of buoyed channel? Can you see this depth? This is यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है 9, 8, 10, 1. Can you see this? These are all called as a spot soundings. Okay, spot depths. We called it as. Okay, which means if you see, if a vessel which has got 10 मीटर का ड्राफ्ट वो अगर 9 मीटर के डेप्थ के इधर गया तो क्या हो जाएगा? It will sit on a seabed and the vessel will get ground. Okay, so we don't want this. So this particular channel is dredged to a particular draft. Okay, and then the buoys are placed, and there is something called as pilot station. I talked about pilot station. This particular symbol, okay, I am highlighting it in the red. That is a pilot station symbol. Could you see that? I was marking it. This is a pilot station
Yes,
symbol.
sir.
So the captain will bring his ship over here, this point. Pilot will come. Okay. So yahan tak aayega, and he will take the ship inside. Now again you will see there is one pilot symbol over here and there is one more inside. Can you see this? I am highlighting this. अब ये मुंबई एक दो पायलट स्टेशन क्यों है? Is because of a particular reason. See, when there is a monsoon, okay, जब भी monsoon time रहता है, weather is very rough in rainy season, okay, up to August end or September end. So that time, depending upon the weather condition, port says that our pilot cannot come out to up to this particular point. So in that particular situation, captain of a ship has to take the vessel right inside the channel up to this particular point, ये वाला pilot point. Okay. So यहाँ से फिर pilot assist करके अंदर लेके जाएगा. In normal weather condition, January, February, when the weather is good, the pilot comes right up to here. Okay, यहाँ तक आना चाहिए, and then he assists the master. Okay. Now, next thing which you can see, this circle. Can you see this circle? I am highlighting it. There is Z3, then there is a C3, then there is a B3. Can you see this? These circles?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
These are the anchorage area. Okay. Now anchorage क्यों रहता है? किस लिए रहता है? Anchorage means what? Like, you know, you are going with the car and you need to have some parking slot, correct or not? Suppose आप कहीं पे जा रहे हो, किसी के घर जा रहे हो, so you need to have a place to park your car. Same way, suppose there is a congestion. Okay, अंदर वाला जो जहाज है, the berth is not vacant, or there is some strike which has happened in the port, or whatever XYZ reason, or if there is an emergency, in case suppose अंदर जाते हुए vessel is inside the channel and all of a sudden the engine fails, what master can do to save his ship? He has to anchor the vessel. Okay, so these anchor areas are for that particular reason, for a ship to wait. Okay, suppose cargo available नहीं है, so obviously ship क्या करेगा? Wait करना चाहिए. So these anchorages are provided. Okay, and moving ahead and scrolling more inside. Okay, see यहाँ से लेके फिर जो छोटे छोटे जहाज है, which has got a very less draft of 7 meters, 8 meters, they come right inside up to the jetty यहाँ पे मुंबई में. Okay, and the vessel which has got a draft of more than 12 meters or 12 meters or something, what they do, they put a anchor over here, and there is a lighterage operation which is happening. Now what is a lighterage? Okay, just for you, as you are not from the shipping background, lighterage is not putting or switching on the light. No, this is not lighterage. What happens? The ship anchored over here in anchorage area, then small barges which can go to jetty over here. Okay, let me annote it. See, so a small barges, okay, which has got a less draft, which can go to the jetty. This is a jetty. I'm highlighting in red in color. Can you see this? This is a Mumbai jetty. Okay, so these small barges, they will come alongside the main vessel. Okay, जो anchor पे wait कर रहा है, they will come alongside. वहां पे the loading or discharging will take place. Okay, only because of a simple reason, the depths are not sufficient inside the berth. Okay, at the berth. Okay, now there is a JNPT port as well. Okay, let me, yeah. Okay, so see over here, Elipanta. This is port JNPT. जो कंटेनर वेसल आते हैं, द बिग कंटेनर वेसल, कैन यू सी दैट? Can you please confirm if you can view my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible. It is visible, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you see this container vessel, like NMIS or something, they have got a draft of 18 meters, right? And you see these depths. What is the depth around the channel? 4.4,
4.4,
5.7. हाँ, 18 मीटर का जहाज अगर ये void channel, these are void, these are called as buoy. Okay, that is to mark the channel. Okay, रात में कैसा दिखेगा? रोड की तरह नहीं रहता है ना, right? So the buoys are marked. Okay, जो right side में है उनको green light रहता है, you can see green light. Okay, and जो left side, we called it as a port side in shipping term, उसको red light रहता है. Okay, so channel is marked. So if the vessel is coming during night time, she has to keep inside this channel, means red and green buoy. तो बीच में से जाएगा जहाज, and this is your JNPT berth. Okay, ये जो दिख रहा है, okay, these are your JNPT berth. यहाँ पे कंटेनर वेसल बर्थ होते हैं, राइट? एंड ये जो दिख रहा है यहाँ पे एक सर्कल की तरह दिख रहा है ना, कैन यू सी दिस?
Yes, sir.
I have circled it.
Yes, sir.
This is what is a turning circle. Okay, this is a turning circle. मतलब क्या होगा? यहाँ पे जहाज आएगा, okay, पायलट रहेगा, then there will be 2 or 3 tugs, हार्बर टक्स, वो आएंगे, पूरा जहाज को घुमाएंगे, and यहाँ पे slowly they will put the ship over here at the jetty alongside. Clear on this part?
Yes, sir.
Anyone has got any doubt?
Yellow buoys also.
Sorry?
There are yellow buoys also. Red, green, and yellow.
This yellow buoy is called as a isolated danger mark. Okay. There are something isolated danger marks normally has this cross sign over it, but there is not a cross sign. There is a yellow light. Okay. So this is a characteristics of a particular light. Okay. You can see there is a one more channel which is going up 203 degree करके लिखा हुआ है. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So there is a bifurcation of a channel which is happening. अगर जहाज को ऊपर जाना है तो she can turn over here. Okay. Keeping the yellow buoy towards the right side. Understood? Okay. This is not isolated danger, but it has got a yellow light specifically. Southwest Elephanta you can see. That is what is the light which is given. So, and you see the channel is right inside. यहाँ पे देखो, I am scrolling down. Can you see?
Yes.
For the tankers and all. Okay, वो यहाँ पे आते हैं, यहाँ पे small tankers, not big tankers. यहाँ पे आते हैं, they come over here at this terminal. Okay, and they carry out loading unloading operation. Clear on this? Everyone? Yes. Anyone has got any doubt?
Clear, sir. All clear.
Yes, sir. No
Clear.
doubt.
See, in your book, they have given a snapshot of the Mumbai channel and the Mumbai port. I am sharing the screen with you, right? So layout of a Mumbai harbor channel and JNPT port, that is also shown in your book. But I showed you the exact charts of the Mumbai now for your better understanding. Yeah. So approach channel, then we saw the turning circle, or it is also called as a turning basin. Okay. See this term, turning basin. Okay. This is basically to turn the ship with the use of a tug. So that is the turning basin. Draft limitation. Now, what is draft and what is draft limitation? Draft limitation means what? सबसे पहले you need to understand what is a draft. I guess if I'm not wrong, in my very first lecture I had explained you what is a draft. It's a part of a ship which is submerged below water line, that is called as a draft, right? Correct or not? So from the keel, I had the keel as well. What is a keel? Okay, KEEL. Okay, so from so you may have a small vessel, may have a 2 meters draft barges and something. Okay, then the draft with the size of a vessel, with the increasing size of the vessel, the draft also gets increases. So 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters, okay, 10 meters. If you see the VLCC and VLOCs, you will have a draft of around 22 meters, okay, 23 meters, means that much of height is below the water level. Now when we see that much is the height below the water level and ship has to remain afloat on the water, which means you need to have a depth more than the draft. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
If the draft is more and depth is less, what will happen? The ship will get ground. Correct? So there is something called as a draft limitation. Okay. So normally port says, or the pilot informs the captain, captain, our draft limitations is only 10 meters, which means master has to ensure that he will load only that much amount of cargo so that he will not cross beyond 10 meters. Correct or not? The captain of a ship may have a more space to load the cargo and go down to the draft of a 12 meter or something. But agar depth ही उसका 10 meter है channel का, and if the port is saying that our draft limitation is only 10 meters, okay, so the master of a vessel has to make sure that he will load the cargo in that particular manner only up to 10 meters draft restriction. Correct or not? Right? Okay. So in a commercial ship operation, ship will usually quote the mean draft of the vessel's draft. Now what is mean draft? Again, I am telling you, there are three-sided draft. Okay. Draft means what? Let me draw the ship. Okay. I am drawing the ship here in front of you. Okay. This is ship structure. This is the accommodation, and this is the water line. Okay. WL is a water line. Sorry, L has become U. Please understand, this is L. Okay. This is water line. So a part which remains, the height of a ship which remains below the water line is called as a draft. Correct? Now these draft ratings on the ships are at three locations. One is at forward location. Okay. This one. This is called as a forward draft. Okay. There is a midship draft marking. This is called as a midship draft. And then there is something called as a draft marking, which is there at the end of a ship. Okay, end part of the ship. It is called as a aft draft. So draft are placed at three places. One at the forward, one at the midship, and another is at the aft. Okay, the backside of the ship is also called as a aft. Okay, or the stern end. So normally these three drafts. So let's consider the forward draft. You may have a 9.8 meter. Midship draft, you may have a 10 meter, and aft draft, you may have a 10.2. Okay, 10.2. And forward draft, I said 9.8, right? Now, there are two questions which normally being asked by the pilot. Captain, what is your maximum draft? Okay, maximum draft. So the captain has to quote his maximum draft is where? कहाँ पे? Can anyone
Halfward.
Middle, midship.
After ship.
Okay. So 10.2. So if the question is asked by the port control key, what is your maximum draft, captain? So captain says my maximum draft is 10.2 aft. Okay, aft draft 10.2 maximum draft. Now there is something called as a mean draft. Now if I tell you, if I ask you what is a mean draft in this case, can you tell me?
10.
10 meters, which means 9
10
plus
meters.
9.8 plus 10 plus 10.2 divided by 3. Okay, it's a mean of these 3 drafts, correct? Okay, so this is what is called as a mean draft. So we declare, so depending upon that, there's a mean draft, there's a maximum draft. Okay, so however, navigational situation, the maximum draft or usually a aft draft will be known on the bridge and will be shared with the pilot. Just now I tell you, normally 99.9% of the time, the draft which is asked by the port control is the maximum draft. Okay, and 99.9% of the time, the ships are normally trimmed by stern, means they have got their aft draft more than the forward draft. Okay, so 99.9% of the time you will find the aft draft is the maximum draft. Correct? Clear on this thing? Am I clear?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now there is, let me draw the water line again. This is a water line. Okay, I'm drawing the ship now. Okay, this is a ship. This is accommodation at the aft. Okay, this is the draft. Now there is something called as an air draft. Now can anyone tell me, now we saw what is draft. Now can anyone tell me what is a air draft meaning? Please, can you speak? Anyone speak?
Air draft
About the water line.
Yes, above the
part of the ship which is
above the water line. Okay, जो हवा में है, that is what is air draft. Now when we want to disclose, now when this air draft is asked, okay, lot of times, see here in Mumbai or in India, we don't have the big bridges like in Europe and US. Okay, China as well. Lot of time vessel goes below the below your bridges. Okay, so abhi obviously if the ship is going, okay, into the river or whatever, into the ocean, and above, suppose there is a bridge on top, so obviously port will like to have the information कि जहाज का maximum air draft कितना है. Correct or not? Draft तो important है ही, to see कि whether depth is sufficient or not. But if the vessel is transiting below the bridge, they will need to have the information about the air draft. So air draft is the draft from the water line to maximum point, okay, which is situated at the vessel. So maximum height कौन सा है? There is a see normally there is a accommodation और उसके ऊपर there is something called as a main mast. Mast रहता है. There is something called as a mast. और mast पे क्या रहता है? There are different lights which are given. Suez Canal transit करने का है, light दिया रहता है. Then if the vessel goes not under command, engine fail हुआ, so there are certain signal, light signal which the vessel has to display. So वो main mast के ऊपर रहते हैं. So normally main mast is the highest height or the point of a ship. अगर आप water line से deck तक जाओगे तो सिर्फ maybe it might be only 5 meters. But what about this accommodation? Accommodation मतलब जहाँ पे लोग रहते हैं. On above there is a mast. Okay, जहाज जब ब्रिज के नीचे से जाएगा तो मुझे इधर तक हाइट चाहिए, डेक तक हाइट लेके मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. करेक्ट और नॉट? ओके, सो basically air draft is opposite to your normal deep draft. Okay, normal draft, when we say only draft, means a height of a vessel below the water line. When we particularly say what is the air draft, it is exactly opposite to your normal draft. Means the height of a vessel from the water line to its highest point on the vessel, जो नॉर्मली आपका मेन मास्ट का रहता है शिप का. करेक्ट? क्लियर टू एवरीवन?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
थैंक यू.
Sir, like every port has its own draft restrictions. So for air draft also there is every port has air draft restrictions also.
Now see, if the vessel is coming, and just give you example, if the vessel is coming to Mumbai, so to come to Mumbai port inside the berth, is there any restriction for the air draft? You think we need to have a air draft restriction?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, ब्रिज है ही नहीं तो क्या जरूरत है एयर ड्राफ्ट जानने का. करेक्ट? But sometimes if the port likes to ask, these all everything information is given. Okay, and if it is relevant, they can ask you air draft. Otherwise, it's really not needed unless and until a vessel is transiting below the bridge or some particular structure. Okay.
So in India, any air draft restrictions ports are there?
See, I have not seen in India, to be frank, and there is nothing. इतना बड़ा ब्रिज नहीं है. There is एक वर्ली सीलिंग बना हुआ है, but again it is of not that particular height जो जहां से वेसल उसके नीचे से पास हो सके. नो, इतना बड़ा है नहीं वो ब्रिज. राइट?
So for discharging the cargo using floating crane at anchorage.
Correct.
When the master is asking for what is air draft restriction, so what we have to give, sir? That maximum height of the floating crane or what, sir?
Maximum height of the floating crane तो उसका एयर ड्राफ्ट हो गया ना. वो फ्लोटिंग क्रेन का उसका जहाज से तो कुछ मतलब नहीं बनता है. एंड नॉर्मली दिस फ्लोटिंग क्रेन्स, इफ यू हैव सीन, इट्स अ लाइवहेयर का वगैरह दिखेगा कंपनीज. ओके, सो दैट इज अ वेरी huge crane, floating cranes which are there with a big height. बट उसके लिए हमारे यहाँ पे मुंबई में तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है because there is no bridge ना. You can straight away come in and go out. If someone is approaching into the Mumbai, the main concern is with the deep draft, जो मतलब the portion of a vessel below the water line. Otherwise, it's of no need. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir, is there anything as such like an average draft, like for an MR tanker, this much draft should be there, for a VLCC, this much draft minimum should be kept?
No, there is no particular requirement as such. It depends upon port to port. Okay, if you see, normally VLCC means what? Anything which is carry a cargo which is more than 250,000 tonners. Okay, 250,000 tonners crude oil अगर कोई carry कर रहा है, so it's called as a very large crude carrier. तो जरूरी नहीं है कि उसका draft 22 मीटर ही होना चाहिए या 20 मीटर ही होना चाहिए. Okay, depends. But of course there is a limit. There is a maximum limit up to which vessel can load or go down to its draft mark. Okay, so that is called as a summer draft. So depending upon the construction of a vessel, that summer draft is given into the ship particulars. Okay, and this is surely given just because the vessel or the owner should not overload the vessel. Okay, so the classification society and your flag state, they come into the picture and they have given a Lindsol mark. Okay, the draft line markings and everything. बट देयर इज नो रिक्वायरमेंट कि VLCC के लिए इतना ही होना चाहिए या फिर नॉर्मल बल्क कैरियर के लिए इतना ही होना चाहिए. नो, देयर इज नथिंग सच रिक्वायरमेंट. इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द पोर्ट टू पोर्ट. Okay, like Mundra they have got a big container terminal. वहां पे 20 मीटर का भी जहाज जाता है, right? So a big container vessel which has got a 20 meters or down below water line, it can go over there. Correct? Clear
Yes,
on
sir,
this?
got it. Yes, sir.
Huh? Now,
So,
yes, please.
sir, my name is Rakesh. Sir, we studied the ship has should the limitations of draft, air draft, and the below water draft. But the ship loaded from the first fort, and that is intimation for asking for the draft for the next port. But they are already loaded. So, what are challenges when they are crossing the limitations of draft figure?
Okay. See.
So, is there any changing the route? Yeah, any other facing challenges?
I'll tell you. The question which you are asking that has got a more detailed explanation involved. Okay.
Yeah.
The entire world, okay, the sea zone, the ocean zone is divided into various zones. Okay. There is a winter zone, there is a summer zone, and then there is a freshwater zone also. Okay. Tropical zone, we called it as a. So tropical zone, winter zone, and summer zone. So if you see, every vessel is normally marked 100%. They have these 3 markings. Okay. And there is something called as a winter North Atlantic draft marking as well. Okay. It is denoted as a WNA, winter North Atlantic. Now what happens in that? The captain of a vessel has to see the loading port and the discharge port. Okay. Now, if I give you an example, let's consider example. Vessel has got a summer draft of 10 meters. Okay. Vessel has got a summer draft of 10 meters. Okay. She has got a tropical draft of 10.4 meters. Okay. Tropical में limit क्यों बढ़ा दिया 10.4? Can you please tell me this? ड्राफ्ट बढ़ा दिया मतलब क्या? कार्गो ज्यादा वेसल ज्यादा कार्गो कैरी कर सकता है, करेक्ट और नॉट?
Yes.
वेसल कैन लोड मोर कार्गो. ओके. सो वो ट्रॉपिकल जोन के लिए टिपिकली
लेस डेंसिटी.
हाँ, सिंगापुर कम्स अंडर द ट्रॉपिकल जोन. ओके. सिंगापुर कम्स अंडर द ट्रॉपिकल जोन and your Cape Town and all the region in South Africa, Cape Town, that comes into the winter zone. Okay. Winter zone. Now let's consider vessel is loading cargo in Australia and her discharge port is in South Africa. I'm just taking an hypothetical situation, right? जहाँ पे उसका summer draft 10 meter है. Okay. उसका tropical draft is 10.4 meter and her winter draft, that is 9.7. Okay, 9.7. Now you tell me how much, up to what draft the vessel can load ideally?
9.7.
9.7 draft.
9.7 पहले ideally, correct? बराबर 9.7. Why it cannot go up to 10.4? Simple, because her port of destination is Cape Town, which is under winter zone. Understood? So उसको वो mark cross करके नहीं चलेगा. So this is a challenge faced by the master. So during the initial phase of a calculation, master has to consider कि वो कहाँ से transit करेगा, how much bunker he will consume. Okay. After that, सिंगापुर में अगर bunkering लेना है, if he has to take a bunker on board, तो कितना लेना पड़ेगा, so that finally when he reach to the Cape Town, he should not exceed that 9.7 meter. Understood? So he has to perform this calculation. We called it as a deadweight calculation, and this deadweight calculation has to submit to the owners, charterers, जिनका भी है, they will approve it, and they said go ahead to the captain. Clear? Clear on
Yes,
this?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as we discuss about the air draft, there is something called as a clearance. We call it as a vessel clearance. तो ये clearance क्या है? Simple. Let's consider air draft दे दिया 45 meters का air draft है. या फिर sorry, you have a air draft of 30 meters. Let's consider 30 meters. Means what? From the water line to the highest point on the ship, the distance is 30 meters, right? Okay, and the port also gives you, the authority tells you ki you need to have a clearance of at least 1 meter, 2 meters, something like that, they tell. So they calculate ki हाँ भाई, the vessel with 30 meters का air draft can easily go below my bridge or not, and if it can, how much would be the clearance? Clearance कितना required है? अच्छा, 2 meters का clearance required है, 3 meters का clearance required है. So they tell the master, Captain, can you please lower your minimize your air draft? Okay, this question also comes to the vessel, Captain. Our requirement for the clearance. Okay, what I'm referring to the clearance. So the authority says, Captain, our requirement is to have minimum clearance of 2 meters, and as per your present air draft, your clearance is only 1.2 meters. Can you please increase this clearance to 2 meters, because our requirement is 2 meters. Now master has got a challenge to increase this clearance. Now if the clearance need to increase to 2 meters, then what master should do? Can anyone tell me?
Ballast.
Yes, he will take a ballast in half tank, little bit, okay, so that the main draft of the vessel can be increased here in case by 80 centimeters. तो नीचे का height जैसे कम होगा, ballast जैसे देगा, vessel will submerge more into the water, okay, and this clearance, which is just 1.2 meter, he will make sure that the clearance reach to the 2 meters. Okay, that is what is called as a clearance. Okay, not only that, there are certain during height of a tide, during the tide timings, कितने बजे का tide, कितने meters का tide रहेगा, depends on that also the movement is being arranged, right? Correct. So a bridge's clearance below is most often noted as, okay, so this is what is given. So this clearance normally that is given into the chart itself, kitna clearance chahiye, kya chahiye, and normally nowadays every port authority or the agent gives all detailed information to the captain of a vessel. Clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now what is pilotage? I just now explained you there is a pilot boarding point जहाँ पे pilot आता है. I explained you what is a pilot also. Okay. Pilot, again I am repeating, pilot is a person who has got a local knowledge about the particular area. Okay. Obviously, that particular person is making so many movements on a day-to-day basis. Okay. Every day he's bringing in and taking out 2-3 ships in a day, in and out. So obviously he has got a good knowledge about that area. Ki how much strong current is there. Okay, what can happen. So he has got all the risk assessment done and he is experienced in that particular area. And he also has got a local knowledge of the local language over there. For example, in China, okay, now China, the ports are situated right inside the river. Okay, right inside the river. If you see the CJK anchorage in China, okay, CJK anchorage inside the vessel, Yangtze River, okay, lot of ports are there. And the passage is entire, the river passage. And over there, English is not spoken like the way we speak in India. No, they only understand Chinese. Okay, so obviously a master with an Indian nationality, okay, or the Ukrainian national master, he's not he cannot speak the Chinese, or he cannot understand the Chinese. Okay, on top of that, he doesn't have the local knowledge about the particular area, how this river works. Okay, what is the flow, how is the flow, how strong is the flow. Okay, that he doesn't have any idea. So for this particular reason, there are mandatory pilotage to lot of port as well. Okay, including your Singapore, there is a mandatory pilotage even if the master has to drop the anchor. Right. So pilot has got a local knowledge. Okay, about the area. He boards the vessel. He takes the vessel. He assists the master. Okay, although if you see practically, he takes the entire responsibility to bringing in the vessel. Okay, but he is technically assisting the master. He will explain master ki, okay, which side the vessel will go alongside. Port side, port means left side, or the starboard side means right side. Okay, how much is the depth in the channel, what is the minimum underkill clearance required, all this thing he will explain. Okay, there is a briefing carried out on board vessel, the briefing that is carried out. We called it as a master pilot information exchange. That is done, and after that the vessel proceeds with the pilot inside the port. Okay, right. And see, most of the time, if you ask about what is the qualification of a pilot, most of the time, 90% of the time, they are a master mariner, experienced master. Okay, who have sailed on a vessel and all those things, and then they apply to the port, they give examinations, they become a pilot. Okay, 90% of the time. Again, not necessary that every pilot has to be a captain. No, it's not a requirement. Okay, if you see in Kolkata port, okay, the Hooghly River and all, the graduates who they are trained for this pilotage area. Okay, they are being trained how to take the vessel in, out. Similarly in China also. Okay, a lot of graduate peoples, they are trained as a pilot. Okay, obviously they have got their exam and all those things, but they are trained. So this is about the pilot. Acha, now since pilot boarding requirement and all, we'll see it, okay, afterwards. But till now, whatever has been discussed, anyone has got any doubt?
Sir, can you change the slide? Change the slides to pilot and NA.
1 second. 1 second.
Only map is showing.
1 second. 1 second. Let me check. Can you see now? This is pilotage. Is anyone having doubt till whatever we have discussed now? Today we discuss about the charter parties, different types of charter parties like voyage charter, time charter, bareboat charter. We discuss about the ocean trade, okay, tram trade, liner trade, okay. Then we discuss about the port operation, like what is lighthouse, what is turning basin. We even saw on our the chart, Mumbai chart, how it looks. What is a lighthouse? What is a void channel? Okay, what is a draft? What is a air draft? What is a clearance? We have seen all that. Now, anyone has got any doubt? You can speak or you can put it into the chat box. How does the density of water related with the vessel draft restriction? Very good. Like density. Okay. Now I tell you. See, let me take out the pen. Right. What is the density of a sea water? Anyone has got any idea?
1.25, sir.
How much?
1.25.
No, it's not 1.25. It's 1.025. Okay. This is a normal salt water density or a sea water density. Okay. And whatever, whenever we talk about the draft, we talk about the draft in a density 1.025, means we talk about the salt water draft. Okay, correct. In river port, anyone has got any idea about what is the density of fresh water? Fresh water means the water we drink.
1.01.
1.
It's 1. Okay, ideally it's 1. Okay. Now there are different ports, river ports. Okay, so you think that all the time the density at the berth means where the vessel is alongside at the jetty, you think that all the time in sea water it is 1.025, or if she's in a river it has to be 1 only, you think that?
No, sir.
No, it will vary in a range of 1.1 se leke 1.025 or not, correct? Right?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
in a port, you may get a density of 1.021. You may get 1.020, correct or not? So these density which you get in a dock, that is called as a dock water DWD, dock water density. Okay, dock water density. And how does it affects the draft of the vessel? Now in a school time also we have seen what we have seen. There was a famous question in school time, science booklet. Anyone remembers? Is it easy to swim in sea water, or is it easy to swim in river?
Fresh water, river.
Sorry?
River.
Easy to swim in river? How many people says it is?
No, sir, sea water.
Oh, sea water, sir.
Sea water. Sea water.
Sea water.
Right. It is comparatively easier to swim in sea water just because the flotation is more. Okay. How? यहाँ पे क्या होगा? The moment you are in a sea water, density is 1.025. So the submersion is less. And exactly, let's consider, and let's talk about the ships. Let's consider the vessel has got a 10-meter draft. Okay. She is in a sea water, density 1.025. Now the same vessel which has got a draft of 10 meters, if she goes into the dock water, yahan pe, okay, 1.020, क्या होगा? Draft change होगा. कितना change होगा? Can anyone tell me? Quick calculation.
Sir, question once more.
Now vessel has got a draft of 10 meters. She's in a sea water having a density of 1.025. Okay. Same vessel which has got a 10-meter draft in sea water, she moves into the port at the berth where density is 1.020. क्या होगा? Tell me, I don't need figures. Tell me, draft कम होगा या ज्यादा होगा? बढ़ेगा या कम होगा? हाँ, draft.
बढ़ेगा sir.
Yes, draft will increase. Why? Because density has decreased. So draft and density is inversely proportional. Okay, the density increases, draft decreases. Density decreases, draft increases. Okay, so same vessel which has got a 10 meters of draft, when she go into the density of 1.020, she will no longer have this particular draft. She will have something 10.10, 10.20, something. Okay, let's not go into that calculation. Understood? How it affects the draft of a vessel? Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if Commander Gopinath asked me that how this draft changes, I can explain. But does students of 140 are they willing to listen to it? That's the question from my side. Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone wants that explanation? I can give. And then Commander Gopinath will say that it has not been explained. Anyone wants to listen how this draft changes? Needs to go into the deep calculation of displacement, freshwater allowance, and all those things?
No, sir, I think so.
Yeah. And NMIS administration has to take a note of it. If this is a thing, then you need to conduct a more lecture. Simply, it cannot happen in that manner.
Sure, sir. We'll take up this matter to the. I have already spoken to the director on phone. He said, okay, we'll just look into the matter, and if it requires, we'll do something in this issue. And nothing that if you want, if sometime it happens, if there's an extension of 10-15 minutes in a lecture, we can manage it. But if it is more, then we'll opt for a extra lecture. We'll see to it.
Yeah, see, it is impossible to cater the entire shipping practice syllabus.
I understand, sir. I understand your point.
Yes,
I also understand the view of the students also. We'll come to a conclusion. Let's not dispute on this matter.
Yes.
Rather than wasting the time of our lecture, we'll talk it after the lecture and whenever we.
Because I take this issue because now it's almost 1300. The lecture time is over. That's why I asked final is a question answer. Anyone has got a doubt, I'll clear it out.
Yeah, if
anyone else
want to, yeah, if students want to wait for some more time, if they really want to get their point clear, very well, you can continue. And if they don't want, then let's conclude the lecture. It's upon their wish. And at all, if you want to put some your point from your side, you can very well put it from your side. You are most welcome, sir, and appreciate it.
I have put my point in front of all 141 students over here, including you. That's very simple.
Okay, student, you can speak up. Are you getting late for 5-10 minutes?
Anyone has got any doubt?
Hello, sir. Bilal here from Bandra, Mumbai.
Yes.
I have joined your lecture late, sir, at 12 o'clock. So from the next onwards, sir, I will ask the doubt each and everything, and I will learn. Sir, can you tell me that how much syllabus has been completed in class?
See, I have completed right from the beginning. This lecture you are asking, or because you will get to see the recording as well.
Yeah, Bilal, you go to the recordings already posted on our cloud, and you can talk to the students in the WhatsApp group for all these questions. You will get all. And
sir, I am not on WhatsApp. Sir, I am not on WhatsApp.
Okay,
group,
okay.
Sir. Kindly add me,
Please,
sir.
students, somebody add him into the WhatsApp group. And if you at all have any query, put it on it@nms.net or admin@nms.
Sir, add this number. Sir, add this number on WhatsApp, sir, please.
Okay. Somebody, student, your WhatsApp group, please add him.
Anyone has got any doubts related to today's topic? They are welcome to put, speak, or they can put it into the chat box.
Sir, if you could briefly deal with bill of lading.
Bill of lading.
Okay. Sir, difference between multimodal transport BL and seaway bill BL.
Seaway bill, multimodal transport. Okay. Okay. BL. So it's a basically topic of BL. Okay. Let me come to it.
So your voice is breaking, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Somebody is asking how I'm using. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Okay. Let's not go into this. I am using it for the for the better understanding of a student, and I work with ESM. I hope that's clear.
Sir, I am very new here.
Yeah.
Yes, madam, please continue. I will ask later.
Okay, let me
Sir.
talk about BL. Yes.
Sir, as of now, means I know that the offline lectures which were going before Corona, which was been conducted before Corona, were on Saturday and Sunday. So, is it possible that the online lectures which are being taken now can be conducted on Saturday and Sunday as well? So we can complete the portion in. So.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, what she's raised the question related to the lectures on Saturday, Sunday, which will be very useful for all the students to clarify doubts and complete lecture in a syllabus also in the meantime.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
sir. Is it possible that on Saturday, Sunday, we can keep the
No, right
lectures to
now we don't have any plans like for conducting this lecture.
Yeah, no.
on Saturday.
Actually, the issue has been raised. That's why I'm saying.
Okay, not an issue. I'll put it into the management that the students are asking that whether we can put the lectures on Saturdays also. We'll go through it and we'll let you know.
Okay,
And also I would like to inform you whatever queries you have, please put it on
Yeah.
admin or director@nmis.net. We are ready
Yes, sir.
to help you out for
Sir,
all your queries and
sir.
issues.
Sir, what is standalone clause?
What?
Standalone clause, sir. What is standalone clause?
Standalone clause. Okay, see, in a charter party, there are maybe 40-50 clause. Okay, so standalone clause, truly speaking, I have also not read deeply into it. So yes, in a next time or the next lecture, I will definitely explain about the standalone clause. But the important clauses which we need to know that I have already spoke. Okay. Let's come. Can you see my screen? Again, I am on to
Yes,
the
we can.
BL.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Bill of lading. Okay. Bill of lading, also referred to as a BL, BOL. Okay. It's a legal document issued by the carrier. Carrier means a ship. Now, when I say a ship, it's not a master who's typing the BL. Okay. It is done on behalf of the master. Okay, the agent who has been appointed. Okay, so he comes with all the drafted copy to the master, and then master signs it and give it to the agent again. And then these BL copies, 3 BL copies which are there, that are then it is circulated. So BL is a legal document. Okay, it has got 4 major functions. Okay, 4 major functions. First is it's a evidence of contract of carriage. Okay, so contract of carriage, when we say contract of carriage, is it has got all the terms listed, how the contract will conclude. Okay, and within that contract of carriage, there are rules, different rules are there. Hague rule, Hague-Wisby rule, where it is explained, it is expected that ship must exercise her due diligence to keep the vessel safe for the cargo. Okay, so that cargo should not get damaged and all those things. So all these things are there. Okay, so evidence of contract of carriage means it's kind of a proof that okay, I am carrying your cargo from this particular port of loading to that port of destination. Okay, so it is done between 2 parties. One is shipper and another is what? Ship owner. Okay, next it acts as a receipt of a cargo. Receipt of a cargo, I just explained. You go into a particular shop, obviously you need the shopkeepers give you a receipt. Same way, it's act as a receipt of a cargo. Okay, next is document of title of the goods. As I said, a particular cargo in the shipping trade, the ownership of a cargo may transferred from one person to another person to third person, fourth person, like that, just by endorsing the BL. Endorsing BL means signing and putting the stamps, and all these documentary process are there, legal process, which I am not involved, okay, or I don't know in details. Those who are working into the chartering house, they may be knowing it better. So endorsing the BL, the ownership of the goods can be transferred, okay, and whoever is holding this particular BL, okay, and that particular party comes to the vessel with the BL, okay, it is like, yes boss, this cargo belongs to me, I am the receiver, you give me this cargo, this is the BL, you please release the cargo, okay. So whoever is holding the BL, okay, it's kind of owner of the cargo. That's why it is called as a document of title. Negotiable document is just because, as I said, the ownership can be transferred from one party to another party, right? So this is it. And multimodal BL, someone was asking multimodal BL, okay. There is a seaway BL, there is a multimodal BL. Seaway BL means what? A cargo which moves, okay, from seaports, like the cargo, the coal cargo loaded in Australia and it is discharged into some Chinese port, okay. So entire trade is a sea trade, right? So that particular type of BL which is used, that is called as a seaway BL. Now there is a multimodal BL. Multimodal BL means what? A single BL can be used right from the port of loading. Say for example, I give you an example. There's a shipper in Ludhiana, okay, jiska garment products and all those things are there. Multimodal BL is 99% of the time is used in the container trade. Okay, container trade. Multimodal means what? More than one type of transport is involved. Like container you can see on the road, it goes via ship also, it goes on the rail also, correct or not? So it is traveling many modes of transport, so that's why it is called as a multimodal transport. So in this particular case, BL is issued at Ludhiana itself, port of loading is Ludhiana, understood? Cargo, the garments are stuffed into the container. अब वो container from inland container depot ICD from Ludhiana, it comes to, अभी लुधियाना में कोई सी पोर्ट है क्या gentlemen? Is there a sea?
No sir, no sir.
No, sir.
Definitely there is no sea.
Dry port.
But port of loading is still Ludhiana because it is a ICD, okay. So multimodal BL में you have a liner trade में जो use होता है for the container, you have a loading port stated as a Ludhiana. That container comes to the Mumbai or the JNPT, okay, यहाँ पे that which it gets loaded on the ship. तो ship पे load होता है वहां पे it carries over a sea, ocean से travel होता है, and then wherever it goes, whatever it is, there is a possibility that Ludhiana से JNPT में लाने के लिए you may have used the rail transport, like
yes, really
on a rail, and then it comes to the JNPT, or you put it on the trailers and via road it comes to the JNPT, and then it is then exported via sea trade. So more than one mode of transport is involved. एक तो था road, दूसरा है आपका railway, and third is your sea, right? So when you have more modes of transport involved, and that BL which is issued, that is called as a multimodal BL, okay, which is used in a containerized trade. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
And
Sir,
see, yes, please.
Sir, this bill of lading, I understand there are 3 copies. Is one of the copies retained on board the ship?
It is not advisable to retain the original copy of. See, why? Because it's a simple reason. It's a crime. Okay, it's a crime if someone is asking master to keep the BL on board. First of all, endorsement to the second party or third party हो ही नहीं पाएगा. and master is not supposed to keep it because it's a receipt, na? It has to go to the shipper. It has to go to the shipper. Tomorrow, if they said that, okay, master has kept the BL on board and he has made a changes in that. You understood? The claim can arise at the discharge port.
Right, sir.
Because, as I said, there are more than 2-3 parties involved. Transfer, cargo transfer is taking place. तो कल को क्या हो जाएगा? मास्टर अगर एक कॉपी BL का रखेगा, हाँ, एंड वहां पे जाके एंडोस होते होते सेकंड कॉपी, थर्ड कॉपी एंडोस होते होते, when it reaches to the final destination, whoever is holding that BL, he will come on board and he will show, see, this is my BL. Okay, तो उसके अंदर कुछ डिस्क्रिपेंसी मिलेगा तो he can claim the master कि ये तो मास्टर ने फ्रॉड किया हुआ है. He can claim, okay, he can put whatever claim. So it is not advisable, or 99% the owners do not recommend to keep the original BL on board. Scan copy रहता है, okay, with the agent it is there, and with the vessel also it is there, but original BL which is signed and stamped by the master, that doesn't remain on the ship. It has to go.
Understood. So that means only the scan copy is there.
Yes, scan copy we give. There is no harm in that. Okay.
Yeah, understood.
Right. Okay, and I hope it's clear till now. And regarding all these things are there, again I request administration, you can discuss, and I have got nothing to lose, nothing to gain. As simple as that.
Actually,
so before next lecture, please tell me.
Dear students, I really want to make it clear for all.
And it's my Sunday, and I am working. Okay, I work in operations. It's, you know.
Just I wanted to make it clear for all the students, like, see, faculties are nowhere concerned with the administration of the institute. So whatever the rules, regulation regarding the administrations, like your lectures, your exams, whatever, they don't know anything about that. So if you ask any question regarding all these things to the faculty, they won't be able to answer you also. So that's the reason faculties are only here to deliver the lecture. They will come, they will deliver the lecture, they will clear your queries on the topic. Rather than any other question, you are very welcome to talk to the director also, and to the all the IDs, email IDs you are provided. And the time you have taken the admission, that time you must have talked to the admin and the admission and the people who are taking your fees. So you can straight away call on those numbers and you can put your queries. The faculties are no way able to, able to give your reply during the lectures. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, I appreciate your patience.
One more thing which I would like to add. See, I am also ex-students of NMIS. If you know, I don't know, you know me or you don't know me. In 2000,
sir, voice is not coming properly, sir. Can you please be loud, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Now it is.
Sir, can you hear?
Yes. Okay. See,
yes, sir, you're audible.
There are a lot of seafaring background people who are doing this particular course for the post graduation. Okay, the way I did in 2011, 2013. Okay, and obviously a person who is from a seafaring background, he will have more and more detailed knowledge about all these things. Okay, it's a very simple thing. And if they say that a person from shipping non-shipping background will not know these terms, okay, then it has to have this particular explanation. Please understand, for becoming when you are into the seafaring background, from cadetship se leke to the captain, you are spending almost 8-10 years of your life to learn that particular thing. You cannot expect this particular amount of knowledge to be given to a person who is sitting ashore. He doesn't have to do anything. Now, I am asking you a question. A person who are working into the agencies or the MTOs or NVOCCs, do you really need to know how the vessel sells? Are you interested in that? You are only interested in knowing the basic things. And if I start explaining you my 12 years of knowledge, it is not going to help you all. You will miss out all the points. That is what I want to convey. That's it. Thanks everyone.
Sir, I appreciate your patience and your well-being to the students. And thank you very much for your guidance.
Swapnil sir, I'm really sorry. It is Sunday and you are also busy person. I would like to ask you one thing, sir. I am very new to here. I don't know anything about shipping, sir. 0% knowledge about shipping. I don't know anything, sir. And what are the job opportunities I can get after doing this course? I don't know this also. As my friend told me to do this, I am doing. But as you know कि भाई घर पे बैठने से अच्छा कुछ रोजाना कुछ नई चीज सीखनी चाहिए. इसके लिए I have enrolled in the course. So can you please like give me
I am not here to give you explanation about this particular topic. That is not my concern. My only duty is to deliver the lecture.
So who will be the good person to
Talk to
guide
the
me on this
admin.
topic, sir?
Hello, student. Please just talk to the admin. All I already told you before, just now before the discussion. Please post all your questions to the admin of the institute or the secretary of the institute. Please no way disturb the faculty regarding all these questions because they won't be able to apply, give you the reply and all these answers. They are only here to deliver the lecture. That's it. Now we are concluding the lecture and finishing.
Thanks everyone.
Our second year lecture is going to start. Okay, thank you very much, sir, and thanks for your patience and thank you very much.
Sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Hello, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello,
Thank
sir.
you.